Murder.
Murder, 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 murder.
Hi everyone.
Actually,
My God, you're so green.
Somehow
Actually,
it keeps getting worse.
Look out, guys! Unknown
Like
is here.
the fucking green Unabomber.
holy shit.
yeah, dude.
I maintain the joke I made last week. You look like a hacker who hasn't really got the style down.
He is synonymous.
Synonymous.
That's good.
Synonymous with what?
Tell me.
Paul, when you breathe
It's
in,
terrifying.
you just see like the cheeks of the mask.
Oh, it becomes a really creepy, like Jim Carrey grin.
Oh, that's bad.
He looks
That's
like
bad.
the Green Goblin when he does that.
It is in fact
Getting
the
mask.
mask.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Where's Peter Parker?
Well, we're here. If you couldn't tell, hi everyone. We're back for the City of Oshuamp, and you know, Paul's scaring everybody. And we're here. We're gonna go around the table, introduce ourselves, and then John's gonna do the horrifying recap, and we're gonna pick up where we left off last week. It'll be fine. It's always fine. So always, I'm Don, but in this particular campaign, I play Ether. Word that as awkwardly as possible.
I'm always Don.
Didn't know when to jump in. I'm Paul. I play Felix.
I'm not Lawrence, and I have two souls. I mean, I'm Yalumlo.
I'm Glenn and I play Forst, allegedly.
I'm Sarah and I play Ritora just regularly. For now.
Synonymous.
Play. Go ahead, DJ.
I am inuringly DJ, and I play Nesgrim. Why is that the word? That
You're
Yeah, I don't know.
still getting them backwards. Can you?
Hi, I'm Nesgrim, and I play DJ.
So what's
Synonymous.
this above Lawrence here that we have
Huh?
on the?
With that thing.
Oh, that's the Bit Boss. I've added it so that way people can attack CMS, who is currently the Bit Boss.
That's good.
Yeah.
Very good.
So you can donate and kill CMS, and then you'll become the Bit Boss.
It looks like Lawrence is about at half health, is what
Yeah.
it looks
Yeah, it does.
Yeah.
That's about right.
I haven't figured out the
Been a
best
long
place
day.
to put it.
He's bloody.
For most of the
Definitely
campaigns, I
bloody.
can put it in the bottom corner, but Paul is right there. Oh, there's the cheer.
Right over top of Paul.
Thank you, Cryptic Goldfish, for the CMS is getting lower.
Beat the
Thank
shit
you
out
very
of
much for the 300 bits.
Lawrence, your health.
There's a secret benefit to becoming the Bit Boss, and that is that you get to hide Paul for a moment.
It's true.
Well, yeah, I guess I'm John, and I'm the Dungeon Master for the City of Oshuamp. I should do the fucking recap thing, because, you know, we need to know those things.
Nonsense.
Yeah, as we began last time in the episode titled Pedagogue of Young Gods, we began in the vision amidst, between Ritora and Nesgrim. Nesgrim staring at the horrifying brand in Ritora's hand, seeing a twisted, malevolent version of her inside with withered skin. And, you know, she said some terrifying things, saying that she was preparing herself for her ascension, and that would be happening in the autumn, which we totally know when autumn is. And that, you know, in the future, all of their friends are gonna fucking betray them. And one by one, I gave the horrifying descending order in which the people would betray Ritora to get and kill Nesgrim in front of her. Because, you know, stab, stab, stab. You'll be fine, buddy.
I don't think Nesgrim could handle a dagger.
No.
Two?
No, two.
It was Don, Glenn,
3.
correct, and then Felix.
And then a dirty green man.
Notice who, note who isn't on that list.
Yeah.
What was that?
Well, how would you betray? Well, I guess you can betray yourself. I do it daily.
I think
That's a concerning message.
yes, you can betray yourself. Yeah, you do that all the time.
Is it
That's
just
what
like
I mean.
I'm an asshole.
You know, I'm an asshole, or how many times I make a mistake and then go, ah, shit, I made a mistake.
I just
And-
figured it was just like you don't want to eat something and then you eat like 7 of them or something. Because that's how I betray myself daily. I don't know about anyone else.
Everyone has their own special.
I'm gonna have some
form
fruit
of
snacks.
betrayal.
I had 11.
I mean, yeah, that's the. Anyway.
So Ritora's brand in her hand continues to grow. We have some conversations about what we think is going on between Ritora and Nesgrim, fearful that their proximity is causing some issues. Yalamlo communicates from upstairs to Vorst to have him bring her up, separating Nesgrim and Ritora. Vorst accommodates that request, splitting the party up into 2 parties of 3. Down in the basement, Nesgrim, Ether, and Felix continue their conversations about the horrifying things that they anticipate, having begun with the Magic Circle with Adrian, and the other involvements of Lady Heartwood, the stories that we have involving Drunkard's Last Hope, the rats, and the Sight of Justice, because, we still need to figure out what the fuck is going on with all the Bloodberry shenanigans. Vorst takes Ritora upstairs. Ritora converses briefly with Yalamlo, who says that it's the best thing that they go back and get the dagger because they need some kind of evidence to be able to start to figure out what the fuck is actually going on. We sneak back, go inside. I'm going to do this fast. Go down, get dagger, stab, Nesgrim. No, I'm just kidding.
Not yet.
Not yet.
Why do you wish, John?
It's fine. Ascend. We go into the basement, get the dagger, we get a horrifying paper, spooky paper. I actually drew a thing. It genuinely scared Sarah, which makes me very proud. The paper speaks to her in a distant whisper in the back of her mind, saying, I see you, can you see me?
Careless whisper.
The mask itself was actually horrifying that I intended it to be. The lower half being the skeletal structure of a skull of a winter wolf, the top half being burnt, flayed flesh, because that's the shit I think of when I DM. We fucking get the mask paper, we take the dagger, we wrap it up in a piece of cloth, we don't touch it, we recognize that the handle of the dagger is also rended flesh that has been sewed around, as Vorst recognizes, an orc bone. We take that shit back, we leave Adrian's basement, we get back, we accommodate everybody, and finally are reunited. Talk about our problems for a little bit, and then recognize that we need to actually cast some spells to, again, figure out what the fuck is going on. We cast some Detect Magic. Yalamlo summons his blade. Ritora senses a dark ancient magic from the dagger that has been retrieved. She detects abjuration magic from the piece of paper that lingers even though it has been burned. And she detects a comparable ancient magic in Yalamlo's turquoise gem in his hand and the blade that he manifests with his magical powers. Yalamlo summons the blade into Ritora's hand to see what the fuck actually happens whenever the blade contacts Ritora's brand. She's in pain. Here's Nesgrim's crying mother say, please, he intends to kill Nesgrim. Save my son. He's innocent. He's pure. I love him. Save my boy. Sarah gets her task. It's fine.
Save the boy.
Save the boy!
Target acquired.
Ritora describes the magic that exudes out from the dagger as hungry, which I think is very fitting. When they are explaining the image of the mask and the phrase that Ritora hears, the phrase is repeated, and Nesgrim sees the face inches from his fucking nose, and he yells, ah! Ah! Thank you.
Just like that.
Just like that.
I mean, that's how I yell.
It's like a replay.
Mm-hmm. It's very good.
Not how
It's
you yell
very
when you
good.
sneeze.
Ritora becomes fearful of whatever the fuck is inside of Yalamlo's blade, says that it is the thing that is potentially planning to betray her and to kill Nesgrim. Yalamlo says that the Fallen King is actually an ally and thinks that it is one of the Ikorum of his people. And, yeah, I mean, eventually, in the midst of the argument, Vorst does a thing and Snout yells at everyone and growls and gets everyone to stop.
It's fine.
It's fine. He's a good guy.
I'm a good boy.
He's a good boy. He growls and yells at everyone to stop. Everyone stops. He hears footsteps ascending stairs outside in the hallway, smells the familiar odor of a library, and goes out and meets the wonderful Lady Iris, who is an older elven woman who is a teacher, and has been sent here by Faye. Her assistance has been requested to clarify some things for the party because they seem confused about some things that Faye believes Iris might be able to help with. Iris is Invited inside by Vorst, introduced. Everyone introduces themselves to her. Some people do so in different ways. She is startled by the appearance of some of the members of our party. We show her the dagger. She goes, "That's fucking horrible. Why do you have that?" We explain why we have it. We explain what we did with it. She gets a little bit more perturbed by the fact that we murdered a man. Is cool with the fact that it was Adrian, because that guy's a dick. Good that he's dead. And... yeah, I mean, we have some conversations briefly with the Defile. Well, about the Defile, not with the Defile. About the Defile.
Excuse me, Jordan flipped.
Got him.
God,
Fine.
the one time I'm not listening.
It's fine. Welcome me. Yeah, we explained that we were hunted by some brothers in the Awakened, called the Awakened Ones. We pull out the Silver Chakram, tell her that Nesgrim died, and she had said that he was to be slain and reborn, and that's a thing. It's fine.
That I've been slain and reborn?
Yeah, I'm halfway there, buddy. Just
Whoa.
need one more.
Hi, Sarah. There's no one here to bring me
No.
back.
Nesgrim on a chair.
So you're saying we shouldn't kill Sarah?
I'm
That's
just
great.
saying
That's
I've
great.
said
Is
a
a
thing.
chair. 'Cause you're-
I have to
wow.
clarify. Please do not kill Sarah. Whatever you
I
do to
mean-
Ritora.
Yeah, Iris tells them finally that the Defiled is in fact a woman and is considered a matriarch of young gods, and the party is surprised to find out the Defiled is indeed a woman. She informs them that her disciples are not done through a traditional birth, but through an ascension, which call back to Ritora with her stuff from earlier. And then, we connect some words towards the horrifying poem in the desecrated cathedral that we had found, and we ask her, how do you know all of these things? How do you know who wrote the poem? And she tells Ether, what do you mean who wrote the poem? I wrote the poem. And I guess, in the middle of conversation, this is the most fitting place for us to begin, with her looking at Ether and saying, what do you mean who wrote the poem? I wrote the poem.
How long ago was this poem written? It was inscribed on a statue under the orphanage.
Oh, I didn't write it there. That's a concern. And you can see that she again pulls her quill down from her ear and begins, desecrated cathedral. Interesting. Where was that?
Under the orphanage, under the chapel, through a statue of Ostador down a secret staircase.
And you went down this staircase?
You might not want to go down there. There is a rather large living statue.
Very angry.
Angry statue.
I don't know if it was angry, but it was alive, yes.
Living, possibly angry. Statue. Thank you for the clarifications.
Also, to be clear, we were following Sister Madeline
Why were you pointing at that man?
because it is kind of his fault.
Why were you following this Sister Madeline?
She was in a state, a trance of some kind.
State. Oh, a trance.
Yes.
Possessed.
I don't know if I would
Interesting.
say possessed.
Use that word a lot.
I do. There are lots of, I guess we could say, issues with effects that remove the agency of an individual that are utilized here without the, within the city. The brothers do so quite frequently.
Oh.
Possessions
No.
common?
Well, I'd call most things possessions. Some are enchantments, charms. I utilize the moniker of possession as an umbrella statement. Anything that reduces an individual's agency over their directives.
Does have a connotation to it of sorts.
It does indeed. Quite fitting for most people.
Very well.
So, living statue.
Yes, a tall horse with
A
this
horse.
statue of a woman with fiery hair.
Oh, that's not great.
No, not at all.
You called it under the chapel in the orphanage?
Yes.
Very well. You probably don't know much of Old City, do you?
I do not. I don't know much
Rubble!
of the current city.
Current City. Ooh, I like that name. Current City.
spend most of my time outside of it.
Ah. Doing...
I ferry souls across the
Stop.
River of the Dead.
Ferry? Did you say souls?
Yes,
River of the Dead, you call it?
that is what I perceive it as.
Are you okay?
No. That man's actually absurd. I love it.
Are you saying
Ferry.
this
Gotta put quotes on that one.
is not
River.
what he is doing?
I don't really know. I can't say I've seen any kind of river of the dead. Nor do I know if there are souls.
Unlikely then?
Possible? I mean, I don't know if conjecture is what we should really be, focusing on for ferrying of souls, but you're proud of what you do, and that's what matters.
It's what I've spent 10 years of my life doing,
I
so yes.
should hope there's pride there.
I try to help people that cannot help themselves.
Because they're dead. I get it now.
Yes.
Steals from the dead, probably.
Not inaccurate.
That's not inaccurate. That's not.
Mm-hmm.
Mostly the bones.
You take bones
Yes, I honor the dead.
by taking their bones?
Doesn't sound.
No, it doesn't.
By
You-
performing some sort of ritual.
I perform rituals and I.
Does this like huffing thing?
I think he's an addict.
Oh, you're addicted to bones.
No.
Is... I can see why Faye needed consultation.
Yeah.
This is, definitively unorthodox. Bone man. Should I hyphen this? You're not made of bone, but you are a bone man.
Well, I mean, he is made of
I
bone.
have bones.
You are correct. Hyphen.
He must be an orc.
Ah, Nesgrim, please.
Pardon me?
It's just
I love how you shook your head and then continued to talk.
He really is me.
Naz Grimdar.
yeah, that's fair.
That's the one that you gotta save, Sarah. Have fun.
Yeah. Hello.
It's very difficult.
It is.
Hello.
From experience, Paul.
Yes, he will likely die a few more times.
Don't.
You
do
asked when this was written,
Yes.
correct?
Yes.
Yes, I did not write anything in an old cathedral inside of Old City. The prophecy that was dictated to me. Oh,
Prophecy?
yes.
As in it's happening again now, which would make sense, I suppose,
Yes.
given the warning.
You did imply that you'd seen at least the makings of this prophecy before?
Oh, yes, Ostador's group. Not the best.
Very well.
When did you write it?
Oh. Little over 30 years ago now, I would say.
That's relatively recent.
Oh, yes. I'm not the first author.
Of the poem?
Oh, yes. Each subsequent failure, there are additional verses addended.
I see.
Was this not... Did no one here go to school?
I'm not from Oshuamp.
Ah, that
Nor
makes
am I.
sense.
Nor am I.
Oh. Oops. Forget I said that. It's probably fine that you know. Not natives. All right. Oops. Don't.
I was sent here, however. by the
Good.
the
Like a delivery boy?
oh yes, yep. And great.
Were you bringing milk or cattle?
I was sent by the Sisters of Acceptance to Oshuamp.
Oh boy.
He is the cattle.
Do you know
Farm to tabled. Interesting.
what?
What?
Why? What do you know of the Sisters of Acceptance?
What do I know of them?
Well, yeah.
They effectively harbor exotics and peculiars that are then,
You said farm to tabled
Oh, yes, they're ordered.
to be
No, an order is placed for them and then they are distributed to the concluding point.
right. What are they ordered for?
Don't know. I've never placed an order, sir. Don't tell them about the order.
The order.
Oh, I didn't say that.
Oh.
Okay.
Hello?
Oh.
So he was ordered?
Seems like it. He grew
By
up
whom?
there.
They didn't tell me to seek anyone in particular.
I mean, I would assume that somebody would have informed the individuals who ordered you. Perhaps your caravan driver.
You know, that might have been my bad.
Did you kill
Were
the
you-
caravan driver?
Told?
He,
Was he told something on the caravan ride that I would remember?
I might not
Told
have,
about what?
like a person
Where
to seek.
go?
No.
Not that I.
I also
saw.
No,
Didn't
just to be
ask.
dropped off.
I also didn't ask
Mm-hmm.
who. He didn't tell me, but I also didn't ask. So it's kinda only half my fault.
So you just got on a caravan, arrived in a strange city, and then walked up to my cart where I was selling fucking bones?
I was with him.
Yeah,
But that's for you. Fine, you had reason to escape. You just got on a caravan. Did someone tell you to? Did you just?
Oh no, I was told. Yes.
Okay.
Yes, the sisters received seemingly an order for him to be, sent here for someone to find. I'm assuming they're probably looking for you.
That seems not very good.
You said that he was part of this prophecy.
Oh yes, the white bone man.
And who was the white bone before?
Ooh. Well, which iteration, sir?
You mentioned Ostador.
Yes.
Perhaps you know
Maybe.
Oh!
who the prophecy involved?
Oh, forgive me. White bone. Camilla.
Camilla.
Yes. Beautiful lady.
And you said that it did not turn out so well. for
No.
them. What exactly happened?
Oh. Wow. Let's see. I wasn't alive at the time, forgive me. I'm not that old, I do. She just kind of taps the edges of her cheeks. I do try to keep in shape.
You look good.
Don't talk to me like that.
It was so quick, DJ.
What's up?
He does this with everyone. I'm very sorry.
Yes, maybe that's why he's ordered some kind of pool boy.
He is pool boy material.
As for Uxador's crew, they came to reclaim the city, and as for what knowledge I've been able to ascertain through my studies inside of the inner sanctum in the academy, wasn't really a city to reclaim. Rubble. Kind of hard to reclaim a thing that's destroyed. I suppose you could say that they reclaimed the land and the surrounding area. That's why Oshuamp needed to be rebuilt. Didn't go so great for them because, let's several unexpected things happened in regards to the prophetic nature that was anticipated for Ostador's group.
You mentioned a couple of deaths.
Yes, there was the betrayal occurred quite sooner for them.
Sooner.
Yes. There is a prophesied betrayal. One of the others must... You know.
You'll have to forgive me. You may need to walk me through exactly what it is you're...
Oh!
The language is veiled. I imagine that's so that it can apply in more than one scenario if this is a recurring event.
Oh yes, it's not like individuals are born with the prophetic nature inside of them. Destiny's not so much a thing. Individuals who make, suppose we could say, choices that align with it, then are attributed to these monikers.
Eligible candidates.
Correct. Not one, but several souls might be fitting of one of the monikers inside of the prophecies. It seems like you've chosen Whitebone, and you've chosen Black Earth.
Didn't
I've chosen no such
choose
thing.
it.
Oh my.
It was more chosen for me, you see.
How so?
Well, I wasn't really given the option in Adrian's basement to leave.
Adrian's basement.
We did tell her
A
about that, right?
euphemism.
Oh,
No, we told her about that.
I thought what happened.
yes.
Yes, when
Why are you assuming this began in Adrian's basement, sir?
when would it have began? At birth?
Oh, I don't know your life story, sir.
Well, I did have a sister of acceptance tell me that she thought I was a marvel and a sign of things to come.
I feel like that's indicative. It's almost like they told you the thing.
Yep.
Did you tell her about the other things that were afraid of you, Nesgrim?
Oh, yeah, so, quick rundown here. I was born in Rarfley.
Oh my.
Hold your comments until the end, because it's going to get much worse.
Please hold your applause.
If you're disappointed now, just hold on.
So, born in Rarfley.
And
My
there's-
parents and I were exiled to Hryak.
Yep, go on. I'm sure it's all fine.
I was housed in the Bastard's Quarter.
So there's something unnatural about you.
Yes.
That's why they call you bastard. Not because it's an association with wedlock, sir.
Bastard Marn.
Well, bastard as though you were born not, suppose we could say pure.
Okay.
Something inside of you, perhaps.
That makes sense.
You see, about
How does that make sense, sir?
2 hours ago, I cried.
I cried today.
All right.
You're welcome.
Do you write sad poetry as well?
Probably.
I was gonna say no, but then I had to think about it. And I was like, he probably does.
Who knows?
Yeah, so I cried, yes, and when I started crying, I grew wings.
Skeletal wings.
You grew wings.
That's correct.
And shadowy claws.
That as
I
well.
knew it.
I
It's like an infection or something.
I believe that Felix took sketches of these wings.
Mm-hmm.
Would you like to see them?
Do you have to cry? Or could I just see the sketches?
Oh
please?
no, I meant the sketches. No,
Thank God.
I think I'm cried out for today.
Yeah.
That's
Please.
debatable.
Open. Well, I have to put the bag that I'm holding
Mhm.
on my waist, and then I'll open my book and show
Mhm.
the sketches.
Oh, my. Your? Oh. Understood.
I'm glad you do, because I don't.
You died.
Yes.
Undead.
I don't know if I'm undead. I feel alive.
Sure you do.
Well, I guess I was dead and now I'm not, so I am
Yes,
undead.
undead.
Fair.
Yes.
He
So
died
s-
recently. Are you referring to an older incident, or
You cried 2 hours ago.
No, I died
Yes.
a couple days ago.
Oh.
yes, he died a few days ago, but if you are referring to another time that he may have died that he does not remember.
It's also likely.
I mean, I don't know. I mean, in Rarfley, the orcs traditionally slaughter on the sands. It's curious to me as to why they would not have murdered you or your parents. Probably attempted to. Not sure why they sent you away.
You said slaughter on the sands.
Oh, yes, there's sacrificial slaughterings. They gather groups that they have taken prisoner and they make a sacrifice to
Nesgrim, how old were you
a shaman.
when your parents took you?
Maybe a year old. I was very young. I only remember ever living in Hryak.
Is it possible you were sacrificed and it did not take?
Not take what?
Maybe they attempted to kill him, but he did not die, or
Anything traumatic in your childhood, sir?
oh, so much.
Wow.
You don't come like this unless...
How old was he in that vision that I had of his mother?
Oh, I mean, maybe 8 months old, 10 months old, very little boy.
So the only thing that really sticks out is when I was a child, I saw another child being bullied.
That's in Ryak when you were about 4.
Right.
Are you talking about the one that...
No, I meant the one that we saw while we were in the circle when he, attacked his mother.
Correct, yeah, that was when he was approximately 8 months old and still in Rarfleet, DJ.
That's what I was referring to.
I don't remember that.
You saw the vision.
Oh, yes, you're right. I mean, I don't remember the vision from before.
Though I guess you didn't know from your perspective how old you were.
Right, yes.
Yeah, you were a baby.
I bit my mom.
Why?
Very smooth.
You bit... Why would you tell me? You bit... Why would I care that you...
On the neck, like a vampire.
I thought it would be related
To what?
He had those wings.
to this conversation.
What? He had the wings?
When I was a baby, yes.
Baby wings.
Uh-huh.
Chicken wings.
You're the worst man. I need you to know that.
You have no idea.
You had wings as a baby and you ate your mother?
I didn't eat her.
You didn't. You bit her.
Oh, yes, but she lived.
Did she?
Well, she did eventually die, but we all eventually die.
Arguable, but,
Arguable.
I mean, what
that,
is-
that's a fact of life.
Sure.
Questionable.
Sure.
It sure is. Absolutely.
She's an elf, right?
Fucking idiot.
Yes, she is.
My lord. So again, baby wings
Yup,
bit your mother.
correct.
You, Rarfley, baby,
Bit my mother. Correct.
skeletal wings.
Now,
Do you recall? Oh no, I mean, I suppose. Did your mother ever tell you anything about her pregnancy or labor?
nope, not at all.
Oh, a kind woman to spare you the details.
She also died 20 years after I bit her. So it wasn't recent. It's not like I did it.
20 years after you bit her?
Yeah, it's not like I did it.
I didn't say that you did, sir, but now I'm questioning everything.
I just wanted to be sure, that's all.
I don't think that telling me you didn't do it when I don't know if I can trust whether or not you did or didn't do it is really definitive.
Oh.
He probably didn't do it.
I agree that he probably did not kill his mother. I think that you were born a bastard,
I was.
and I think that something happened to your mother while you were in utero. It only makes sense if you were born in Rarfley. Your mother must have been pregnant while inside of Rarfley, sir. Had you not... You know how babies are made? do you know what pregnancy is?
Oh, I do, yes.
All right. Time
Right.
passes. And then the baby
Yep.
happens.
Correct.
That's you in this story.
Right. Yes, I'm the baby.
And you come out, rawr, bad, a bastard.
I get that.
Bad wings. Sharp teeth, evidently, to be able to bite an adult woman.
I suppose.
What exactly do they do in Rarfling?
Oh, they would sacrifice people to... I mean, I don't know what they worship. I know they worship something. Something makes pleas for blood. And they acquiesce to that.
These.
As I said, you are now well aware of the existence of unholy rituals and the existence of unholy trinkets. I don't know what trinkets they use down in Rarfleet, but your mother was probably also so marked.
The orcs in Rarfleet, do they have white skin by any chance?
No. They're more, suppose you could say, tan.
Tan. Okay.
Yes, tan and beige.
Because
They exist in swamplands, sir.
I did once encounter orcs with my father that had a black claw on their chest. So I was wondering if perhaps it was the same tribe of orcs or same band.
Different part of the continent.
Fair.
Southeast, northwest. Those aren't the same.
You're right.
One's here. One's here.
I understand.
That's far. Do you need...
It's
I
one of the
really
things-
should have brought the yardstick. I think it would be helping.
I have a bone if you'd like to hit him with that.
Oh no, I would never touch that dagger.
No.
You have your own...
I'm gonna.
I
pull
don't
out,
want to know.
I'm gonna pull a leg bone out
No,
of
no
my
thank
bag.
you. No thank you. Put your bones away. I've seen enough bones for the day. Between the sketch and the fucking cursed dagger that you all brought into the tavern for some reason.
Fair enough.
I will pull the dagger back towards myself and put it into the bag.
Thank you. Again, never touch it, and don't kill anyone else with it, especially inside of magic circles.
What about briefly?
What about briefly killing someone?
No, not what happened to Nesgrim. Briefly touching the dagger.
Oh, I mean, I assume that there's already an individual that's made a contract with whatever entity is embodied within it, so maybe it would be fine. I wouldn't dare to do it, because I care about my... Well, maybe there are souls. You know, care about whatever's inside of me. Don't want that tainted.
What could you do if... Is there, in the event that you did touch it, would there be a way to fix what it imparts?
To untouch it?
Well, not to untouch it, but to fix the condition that it
You
gives.
mean the contract?
Yes.
Kill the demon. Or complete the contract. Or kill the person who made the contract.
What if we
1, 2,
don't...
3.
What if we don't know what the contract is?
You don't know what the contract is? Oh, well that's much worse. Gonna be a lot harder to commit it. It's probably some kind of heinous crime. Maybe killing him.
Me?
Oh, I mean, no, you have already died.
Correct.
Interesting.
Did Adrian tell you to do something?
Told me to kill him. Or he told Nesgrim to kill him. And I did it.
Nothing else?
In some of my visions, I've been told to ascend.
What? Did...
Oh, I see that has... okay.
Actually the worst.
What does that mean?
Ascend? What does that mean?
Correct.
I mean, elevate in positional power.
What does it mean to you, I mean?
To ascend?
Yes.
As I've said before, the defiled chooses her other disciples through an ascension of sorts.
Okay.
Seems like you two have been chosen to ascend. Probably together. Probably that unholy ritual I mentioned before.
We would have to commit the ritual to ascend.
Oh, no, I think the ascension's already beginning.
Not to me.
I mean, I've seen
Okay.
your hand.
What do you mean by ascension? What?
Godhood? Something along those lines. I mean, again, you know, worship's not really practiced, but there are as I said before, eldritch creatures and other supernatural beings that do exist outside of our realm.
I never wanted to ascend, or
It seems like you did. You stabbed a man.
I was trying to protect my friend.
As I said, individuals who make choices accept the titles that are gifted to them.
Titles that are gifted?
Yes, Black Earth.
Is this similar
Like
to the
Ether?
previous Black Earth?
I don't believe so, no.
And where does Ostador fall into this?
Oh, Ostador was the Blessed before. He was there to make atonement.
Atonement for...
Oh, nothing, no sin that he himself committed, visited, supposedly. Not sure who. That portion of Ostador's tale has been lost. But was tasked with reclaiming a city, one could say, born of sin.
Is the Blessed always tasked with reclaiming the city?
Not always tasked with reclaiming the city, no. Ostador was tasked with reclaiming the city. Oh my. Before that, we don't really have the names of the group that occurred before Ostador's. But the Blessed in that one, the city was still under civilized control, I suppose you could say. But they were sent out with exploring something further north.
The mines.
No, not the mines. Ruins. Oh, forgive me. Hast Dukar.
Hostdukar.
Haastdukar.
Does this word have meaning to any of us?
Anybody speak Dwarvish?
I doubt
Right.
it.
Let me check.
What's the second word?
Hast Dukar. It's all one word.
Oh.
Yep.
Yeah. Da-na-na.
Message incoming.
Paul, would you tell people?
Probably, depending on how bad it is.
Dwarven city. Lost. Not to be reclaimed, more to be explored.
Explored for what?
Don't know. Again, this was, before Ostador. Oh, going on 1400 years?
It
Yes.
means Ash Hall.
Yes.
What would you find there? Ash?
Ash Hall. Why does that familiar?
I don't know. Again, been lost for almost 1400 years now. Supposedly contact had been lost for some time, and that group was sent to attempt to re-establish contact with the dwarves inside of Hastudukar.
And were they successful?
No, they died terribly.
On the way?
Oh,
Or before?
no, I believe they arrived at the woods outside, and then I believe they died inside. There's a memorial up north.
You said terribly.
Oh, yes.
How?
Don't know. Only know that they were, old prophecy. Who was the seer at that time?
The what?
The seer? The individual who sees?
Okay.
Not like a steak, Nesgrim.
No, I
Yeah,
understand.
yes, again, I wrote.
Like the
It down.
seer. Yeah,
And
I
the-
understand.
Is that what you are?
Who
No,
was,
I'm not the seer. I'm the
who
scribe.
was the seer when you wrote?
When I?
Yes.
Oh, forgive me, I cannot disclose that information.
Are they still alive?
They are. However, their secrecy needs to be maintained.
Of course.
Individuals who were once seers are, I suppose you could say, hunted.
Do not suppose that the seer would have seen the particular individuals associated with the prophecy, depending on when the seeing occurred, and when those particular individuals became eligible candidates?
Unfortunately, no. Typically, the seer is gifted with not only the language associated inside of the prophecy, but some seers have witnessed tragic ends of past ones. However, visuals of prospective people typically does not occur.
So less of a seer and more of a hearer?
Appropriate, yes. Correct. Again, the individual who I scribed for, she did see some things. Horrifying, and I think, best not to mire your minds further than they already are.
Already are happening.
And so, you said a group.
Mm-hmm.
Black Earth and White Bone.
Mm-hmm.
The Blessed.
Mm-hmm.
How many are in this group?
Hmm.
And must they know each other?
Oh, no. They typically meet. At least under some circumstances. Some groups have, I suppose you could say, attempted to accommodate their positions in smaller, separate groups, but typically they do encounter one another.
One of the things that you mentioned before was titles being gifted.
Oh, yes.
Ritora was offered the same title that Adrian had, that I have, of Revia.
All right.
She declined,
All right.
but it is a gifted title.
Correct.
Didn't know if that had something to do with what is happening, or if it was simply a passing of titles.
I mean, I think that is a potential, but no Revias have occurred in prophecies that I'm aware of.
Okay.
I can tell you that typically there is one associated with grasping of vines, an individual who has some kind of power to, as it says, hold fast the throne. There is typically an individual that is gifted with some kind of hereditary ascension, hence the titling of throne. And then we know of Blessed. Greed and Malice, those are not individuals. I'll put it that way. Coronet of Wrath is indeed a trinket, as I assume you are well aware, as...
We spent some time with Madeline, yes.
Indeed. Chosen. I assume individuals are aware to whom Chosen refers.
Elsith, right?
You don't know that.
I thought I did. That's right, you're right.
I think
Correct.
Paul knows that.
You're right.
Or Felix.
Mm-hmm. Alright. Elsith of the calendar?
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Oh. And Bountiful is indeed another individual from the calendar. No one?
I'm afraid that I was not educated on these.
Oriette? Yes?
The Bountiful?
Oh.
Not beautiful, Paul. Bountiful.
I apologize. Tercy?
Yes, Percy.
I get them mixed up.
Yes, quite similar names. Nicknames, at least. Titles that, again, they were gifted for their work.
And were these gifted to individuals such as in the time of Ostador? Similarly to how they must have been gifted to those that you say the months are named after?
Oh, very little is known about the Dawn Heroes. There are bits and pieces, fragments. Many thousands of years ago, though. We still utilize their names as an honorific way of thanking them for their deeds in establishing civilized life here on the continent. Their titles are indicative of the deeds that they did, and a way to personify them and thank them for their good graces. As the last word, though, sanctuary, indicates, that is not a name nor a title, at least of one of the Dawn Heroes. I'm uncertain as to who Sanctuary would be. Sanctuary before was a belief. I assume it still holds sway, since it is not an individual whose name could be attributed to. But the belief that there is, as your friend here said before, that life does indeed end.
Do not suppose that there is an out for those chosen by the prophecy?
Oh, I mean, they do not necessarily need to accommodate. Again, choice. But for individuals who are, I would say, already bound by choice, seems to be very little escape for them.
You
What?
were quick to pick up on their associations?
Oh, yes, Faye told me a bit about their histories.
I do not suppose any of the rest of us quantify some amount of this.
I would associate you, sir, probably with the Blessed this time.
What makes you say that?
A hunch about your nature? A good man, in service of noble and kind things, and, well, atonement, in a certain regard.
Indeed.
Again, not necessarily your own atonement. Same as Ostador, one could say. He was not here to atone for his own sins either. See a bit of him in you.
You said that it did not go well for him.
No, Ostador was betrayed.
Betrayed.
Indeed. Stabbed with a bone dagger. Were you? Forgive me.
None of
You
us
were.
are
You're
educated.
not from the city. What?
None of us are educated on those matters.
Didn't we hear a story about that?
At the very
we
beginning,
did.
there
Literally
wasn't.
did.
Oh my god.
Literally did. Literally like episode 1.
Mm-hmm.
It's literally the thing that Paul went and watched.
Uh huh.
The show.
And
Uh,
who
every time.
was his betrayer?
In Ostador's time? Oh. Ostador was betrayed by... a woman he loved quite dearly. And wanted to remain with, but Camilla thought she could not be bound to this place. That her spirit called her elsewhere.
White Bone.
Correct. She, well, didn't remain in the city long and settled out in the woods with her tribe.
Tribe of...
People.
Where in the woods?
Oh, west. Kakodob. Forgive me.
You will have to teach me this word as well.
Orcish, that one. Cruel name.
John, how do you spell it?
Kakodob.
I was very close.
Hey, John.
Good boy. I saw your message.
What's that mean?
I'll message you.
What line did you add to the poem? You mentioned that every time there was a failure, a new line is added.
Yes, quite interestingly, you have 2 lines that are not in the poem.
Uh-oh.
Yes.
That's odd.
It's
Yeah.
not that it dates when this was written.
Yes, those 2 at the end. Not part of the prophecy.
Which two?
They appear to be a request.
Yes.
Why would someone request such a thing?
Can't say for sure, sir. I did add a few lines.
Since this
Oh, yes. Oh, forgive me. And you can see that she begins jotting down in her notebook. But, yes, Camilla's betrayal was heartbreaking for Ostador. Never felt the same after.
she stabbed him but left him alive.
Oh, forgive me. The dagger. The bone knife? A silly tale. Not actually true. Ostador died of a
I
broken
knew it.
heart. The bone knife is simply a joke that we scholars share. It's why it gets told in the town.
Did the bone knife break his heart? Is that what happened?
His achy, breaky heart.
Symbolism.
Exactly. It felt to him like a dagger in the back when she left, unwilling to remain with him here inside of Oshuamp.
Jokes about bone daggers are less,
Something of a thing in this city.
a little less funny considering the current context, but
Oh, yes.
humorous nonetheless, I suppose.
Indeed.
Humorous.
Mm-hmm. My favorite bone.
Got him.
This goes after those lines. Okay.
You want to read it in its entirety then?
Yep. In the age of black earth and white bone, when grasping vines hold fast the throne, the city born of blood and stone shall conscript the blessed to atone for ancient sins of greed and malice sown. Hail the day the coronet of wrath comes home, flanked by chosen's daughters born in the catacomb. Hail the day the coronet of wrath comes home, to devour the bountiful's myth of sanctuary. And then it goes to the next one, right?
Correct.
He who slumbers with buried breath and sinuous tongue shall gift our bravest sight beyond devoured time. O rifted acolyte, adorn them with your oil. Let their ashes blanket these forsaken heavens. Hence, a star child born beneath a raven sky shall flutter with the fleeced or fleeced?
Fleeced.
Okay. Fleeced wings at frozen fang.
Of.
Fleeced wings of frozen fang. Above the
Roiling.
roiling snows of the cold one's bones, where gravel aches and his loam begins to break. Beware the day the coronet of wrath comes home and finds our spirits awake.
I'm not smart enough for this.
Yes?
The first part of that poem,
Uh-huh.
because I imagine Ether would have read it out loud too, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was.
Um,
That's why I did an accent.
I think that sounds... It sounds like it could be me.
The first part of the poem?
The new part, you mean?
The he who slumbers with buried breath and sinuous tongue.
Why do you think that's you?
Well, because I've been buried.
Yeah?
That's all I got.
All right. That's a start.
What does the parts about Raven Sky mean?
Oh. Again, I don't know. When the prophecy is dictated, I write it down.
Okay, well...
This is new, sir.
Of course.
It's not happened.
How recent was this?
Oh, 30-odd years ago now. This is what I dictated. Well, was dictated to me, and I scribed.
That a normal time frame between the dictation and the beginning of fulfillment?
Can't really say for sure, sir. Oxidor's group was much more immediate, but Oxidor was more immediately pulled. Perhaps that was expedited? Entirely not sure.
The prophecy seems to indicate that the city itself is what conscripts one such as Ostador.
Mm-hmm.
That seems very clear with him. If I am to be the blessed, my conscription was not directly by the city, as far as I can tell. A crime of my brother's.
Oh. Understood. Tragic, but good-natured of you. As for the city conscripting you, I guess you could say that you have been summoned here, and possibly not yet conscripted to the task.
Perhaps.
That maybe the task is not yet at hand for you. Maybe you are still contemplating the decision as to whether or not it is to whether or not the person has committed the sins that need atonement. Whether or not greed or malice have yet been sown to them.
To a particular person.
Oh, I think we have an estimation.
One of the things that...
Is there not hope for her?
There is hope. She's not yet consumed.
And her outs are...
Kill the demon.
Right. Fulfill the contract.
Fulfill the contract. Someone kill her. There are arduous cleansing rituals that are costly.
Do not suppose that you could point us in the right direction. The other tasks sound either unattainable or not desirable.
Oh, even the cleansing ritual, sir, would come at a cost. I don't mean coin or trinkets.
Yes, well, the others are lives.
How do I... Is there a way to get in touch with this demon?
I mean...
Can you see her?
Yes. Can you? Is she here now? Is she? You said you were fucking scared and I was so ready for it.
Is it Nesgrim's mom? Is she the demon? She's the voice I keep hearing.
knew we shouldn't trust that bitch.
Your mother?
Just did it for a reason.
That's why he bit her.
That's right. I saw it coming. 50 years ago. One day you're gonna betray me.
Oh, and maybe it was you biting her.
If it
Biting.
Nothing, PJ. It's fine.
One of the things that Adrian mentioned to me was this river that I mentioned. He called it the Raven's Harbor.
Yes.
There's a raven sky mentioned. Perhaps
Yes.
that is the place it is referring to.
Perhaps. What else do you see when you see this harbor, sir?
It's a good question. What else do I see?
You remember the river?
Yep.
And you recall the descriptions given of the area around you in terms of what black, vacuous space you exist in.
Just the river and this emptiness.
Oh. Can you think of no other empty skies?
The sky during the first of Elsith in Oshuamp.
He did a thing, everyone!
One time I make a connection, it's actually a good one.
Correct.
you made other ones, just they're you gotta kind of dig through.
You gotta dig through the nonsense.
It's time to dig.
You gotta separate the wheat from the
True.
chaff.
Through DJ's thoughts.
Do these skies correlate?
With?
One another?
Well, the Raven Sky, I mean, if it is indeed as your friend theorizes, the first of Elsith. Elsiths. From what we are aware, had a sister who was known as the Raven. It would make sense.
A sister?
Yes. Unsure of her name. She was only dictated as the Raven in terms of what we still have in lingering histories.
And Elsith,
Yes,
one of the Dawn Heroes.
indeed, sir.
You said that not much is known,
Yes.
more than what is known of the Raven, I presume.
Oh. I mean, your friend's river sounds fitting.
Did I find the Raven on the first of Elsith? Because I found it a year ago in my timeline, so I'm gonna guess yes.
It's almost like it's so fitting. Uh-huh.
I'll mention that.
Oh. A messenger found you.
Yes,
Presumably one of hers.
I found it wounded in the snow.
Wounded.
Cared for it, yes.
Perhaps that is, when you made a choice that has attributed a meaning to you. Sanctuary, sir. As you harbor the injured raven.
So there is a river.
Oh, yes, a river?
Why did he walk into the bathroom? Yell! What could have happened? I think he hiccuped.
He hiccuped. He's just weeping in the bathroom. It's fine.
Yeah, right?
Excuse me a second.
Shit! I'm gonna die.
The river, you were saying?
Yes. Well, less a river, more a pool?
Cool.
A
Flowing.
pool.
Yes.
What sort of pool?
As he has indicated, a harbor.
For
Souls? Memories?
memories.
Yes.
This wouldn't happen to be north, would it?
No, when it was seen, it was not north, was not snowbound. Forest? Beautiful, calm, serene. The only thing seen of it, though. Great tree. Large. Redwood?
Ichilumko?
Now that is a beautiful name, sir. Indeed. Never knew what it meant.
Pool of Wisdom?
Sounds as though it would be that. Again, very little known of it.
Perhaps I could shed some amount of light.
That would be greatly appreciated. You can see she, again, pulls her quill down and taps it to her tongue.
My people, the Afufa,
You are
indeed.
a dreamer. Lovely.
I see you know some of the language.
Yes. Some of it has been ferried our way. She kind of like giggles. Missionaries of sort?
Yes, most often. The Ravelwood is such a sheltered place,
Interesting.
and my people guard a tree there that is believed to harbor this Ichilumko, the Pool of Wisdom.
Pool of wisdom.
It is said that the Ikoram spring forth from this pool. Spirits
Spirits.
indwelling within my people.
And do you have one of these?
Part of, yes.
Part of.
It is the reason that my brother was forgiven his exile, and I able to come in his stead. He is the bearer of the other portion.
Interesting. Did not know that spirits could be divided.
It is not common, as far as I am to understand. Kubalo is the name of this spirit.
And its meaning?
Cold fire.
Cold fire. Beautiful. Curious.
I think that perhaps Mr. Nesgrim over here may be the bearer of another of these Ikoram, the fallen king.
The fallen king.
Do you not suppose that this holds meaning for you?
It might.
When I cried a couple hours ago, a voice came from me that was not my own, and said the fallen king will reclaim his throne.
Sounds very fitting.
Does that mean anything to you?
In a way.
It would explain the throne in the prophecy.
It would. Interesting. The fallen king. Strange to be now existing as a spirit in this pool.
What makes you say this?
The fallen king was a member of Ostador's companionship.
Perhaps another that held this spirit?
Perhaps. Yes. Fallen King, though, was a title that he went by separately, I suppose one could say. He was known as that by his people. You said Ravobot?
Indeed.
Yes. I believe that is where he was from.
That would make sense.
Curious. I do not know what of him. I do not know what befell him either. The lore around Ostador's companionship concludes with Camilla's betrayal. The other members simply departed.
Whatever became of the fallen king, if he is in fact returned in Nesgrim, then perhaps there's a chance to redeem a previous fate.
Perhaps.
Reclaim the throne.
We do not know where the fallen king went after Oshuamp.
Now, the fallen king's throne,
Yes.
do you know what that would be? Is that also symbolic?
I mean, the original fallen king, again, a man that did exist in the Dawn Age. That is why I am uncertain as to what this fallen king of Ostador's companionship did. And quite concerned as to why he is not thusly named inside any of these prophecies, as though there is some, not wickedness to his nature, but some need to be disguised, to be hidden from others inside of it.
Do you know his name?
The fallen king?
You said that's what he went by?
Yes. The fallen king is a moniker, as I said, of one of the Dawn heroes. A man of many titles. A man of many faces. Braceum?
Braceum?
Yes. Many-faced.
Braceum the many-faced. Okay. Braceum is...
Braysam.
Nope.
Yes.
is man of many faces.
Yes.
Now this Dawn hero,
Yes.
before Ostador's time,
Indeed. Dawn.
and yet the one in Ostador's time, also the fallen king,
Indeed.
and his name?
Oh, the man who held the fallen king. Kaima Wemlo.
Do I know what this name means?
No, I'm gonna spell it wrong anyway. Can you just tell me your
Kaimawelo.
I did it right.
Mm-hmm.
Is that two names?
One name.
Darn it.
Did you say it?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Are you sir?
Yes, Usador's crew was only a few. Prophecy was still quite new. I believe it ended discussing greed and malice.
Do you know what this name means?
No.
'Tis of the twin soul.
Interesting.
'Tis the name of my brother.
Quite interesting.
Thusly named because of our predicament.
Quite interesting indeed.
Does that suggest that a Yalum Lo would have existed then?
Perhaps. 'Tis a name that means half-souled.
What does your name mean?
Half-souled.
Your name is
Half-souled.
Half-Soul. That's the...
Mm-hmm. That's Yalumlo. Kaimawemlo means of the twin soul. There was no Yalumlo within Usador's companionship.
The names are quite literal. If the Kaima Wimlo of that time was thus named for a similar reason, then perhaps there would be a Yalumlo
Perhaps.
of that time. Not the same man.
No, it
But-
seems as though he would have been sharing this spirit of a fallen king.
Perhaps.
What if the half of the soul that seems to have completed your soul when you were given the gem is linked to this Kaima Wemlo? Which is why you now have a completed decorum?
Perhaps.
Is it always the fallen king that's shared?
It would seem not.
No, your friend said that
Right,
he
right, yeah.
has a different soul shared. Seems as though when Usador's companionship concluded, the fallen king was perhaps dismayed at their failure. And you said it chooses to reclaim its throne now, correct?
That is what...
What it dictated?
Yes.
I think that it did not feel as though it had a fair chance previously. Perhaps with the city having been destroyed, perhaps there was no throne for the fallen king to claim.
Now there is.
And now there might be.
Me.
Perhaps.
That is...
Reclaimed from what exactly?
The fallen king of Usador's time, or this man?
Nesgrim?
I would say from whatever power pursues him. Seemingly the defiled, as it aims to make a disciple out of him yet. It would appear as though the fallen king is perturbed by this bond that exists between you and your friend, as though recognizes it poses some kind of danger to you.
Now... There it is. Sorry, I lost my train of thought for a second. You had said before, Rarfleet sacrifice on the sand.
Indeed.
I've had many visions, some with Adrian, some while I was crying. One of which was my mother crying out, "Our son will not be thralled to the defiled.
Okay.
We will cry in your stead."
Yes.
So it seems this has gone back my entire life.
Yes.
Also, the one where you were laying on like a glass floor with horrible faces under it.
Pardon me?
Horrible shadowy
I like that
faces.
Yes, I was standing on a glass floor with the white wispy hands reaching for my feet,
Trying to get him.
with faces pressed on the underside of the glass.
It seems as though that mask, did it look like those faces?
No, right?
I would say no. I mean, the top half of the mask is rendered flesh. The bottom half of the mask is, a protruding skeletal skull-like structure of a large wolf.
Now, this spot on Ritora's hand, while I was crying, I
You can't find a better way to say it.
I saw a visage of Ritora within her hand.
All right.
She looked withered, with dead tree branches as a crown, and was asking me to ascend. That's where that had come from before.
Seems she ascends first.
And
That's fitting. She's the one with the brand right now.
and the being in the brand.
Oh, not good.
What?
Nothing.
What's not good?
Just a thought.
I think everything, Nesgrim.
Well, yes, so far.
Just a thought.
What thought?
You'll be fine.
I do not think that he will.
No, nor do I.
Did she say that even remotely quietly?
No!
Not fine.
It's not alright.
Very bad.
Don't tell that one. She points at Nesgrim. You'll be great. She won't stab you.
I don't intend.
Of course you don't.
Now,
I have done
Yeah.
nothing to this point but protect him.
Absolutely.
And it is still preventable. You said she is not yet taken.
No, she still looks, mostly in control of herself.
Yes, well, she is rather flustered.
Yes, a bird hit her in the head.
May have
Nice.
had more to do with something that I did, but
Pardon me?
a test.
Test?
Yes?
Not a school test.
Yes, not.
I wouldn't think. No, I mean, uneducated. Might have been flustered. Sure.
Before you arrived, we were seeking answers about her particular ailment,
Mm-hmm.
and I may have looked into it a little too hard.
She seems alright. Not really.
So she does not seem alright.
Well, I think a man willing to accept exile for a brother probably has good intentions, I would hope.
Of course. I do not wish for her to meet the same fate as Adrian. And it would be rather unfortunate
It would.
for
She'd
her
ascend.
to
Become a monster.
take Nesgrim with her.
Yes. And then he'd ascend. Also become a monster. Those are both bad things.
become.
Indeed.
Bad, bad, bad.
We would probably be consumed.
Yeah.
Yes.
The being in the brand did also say that we are each other's throne.
Makes sense if you are to be the ascension for one another.
So
Oh,
Would it not lie?
Would the thing or the poem?
Either.
Oh, poems never lied. The thing,
What
though,
about the thing?
probably.
I imagine the being in that I saw in the brand is the defiled.
Probably. I mean, again, I've never seen the thing. No, the defiled is a woman. Adrian saw her face. Really desperately tried to show me and had to shut that shit down.
He saw her.
Perhaps this face.
Oh, a different face.
A different face.
You said he saw her face?
Yes. Years ago.
And then he was a believer.
The full
yes.
face.
After,
Get out!
after Delawin left, things with Adrian got a little more wild. And he, began drawing these horrifically crude images, quite like that. But one of them,
Unmasked.
yes, beautiful woman.
And I do not suppose he was able to indulge the name.
No. He called her... Oh my. Winter Wolf? Begged for her to consume all of him so that he could rise again and stand properly at her side. Something along those lines. Crazy, man, you know. Hard to believe.
Sure. Sure.
Do you think that perhaps this is the same face behind the mask?
Judging by the Winter Wolf skull, probably.
And so it is whatever being wants to be seen?
Perceivably, indeed. Not sure why, but, you know, creatures of supernatural nature hinge upon worship.
And Ritora has the mark that connects her to this being. Nesgrim bears no such mark. I understand that he was present for this beginning ritual. Do you think that that would be sufficient to connect them? Or do you suppose, were any of the rest of us to linger too long on this visage, we might have the misfortune of seeing this being as well?
I think she would cherish anyone and enjoy their presence. Well, something seemingly draws her to the two of them. I mean, look at him. A perfect, devoted fool, and an equally perfectly devoted fool.
Why would she want ones such as these?
Your friend here's capable of some interesting uses of magic. Your other friend here's got a spirit in him. Those are definitively valuable. Also, that one seemingly already marked by orcs. Already got something unholy going on inside of him. You know, bone wings and things. Bad stuff happens when he cries.
Perfect specimens to be defiled themselves.
Indeed. Seems like he was already defiled.
His prophecy. Is it meant to come to pass in Oshuamp?
Yes, or in the surrounding areas of the Voralt.
Do what now?
The Voralt? The Northlands? Orcish? Uneducated. Forgive me.
Yes, well, we don't all speak Orcish.
Yes. In one ear, out the other with me. Forgive me. Been far too long. It means the stand at the north.
And that is
Referring to the Dawn Age?
the lands beyond the Fell Rust,
Yes, correct.
of course.
Said stands at the north, right?
The stand at the north.
Stand at the north, okay.
You said that there were other places that had been up for reclamation
Indeed.
in some iterations of this prophecy. I do not suppose that those could be what is required this time, seeing as the city is habited and civilized to some degree.
Arguable for sure.
Yes, well-
she openly laughs at that one.
Quite a few things do seem to have an interest in the city,
Indeed.
including this Mother Misery that was added on to the poem.
Ah, yes. That one. Quite strange.
Yes, we have encountered several of her daughters. Both fortunate and unfortunate.
How tragic.
Might the White Wolf be referring to something that happened during the days of the White Owl?
Sounds familiar.
Makes sense.
Hmm?
It's a story that I heard about Azaria the Vigilant.
Hmm? What of her?
Just that she defended my hometown during the days of the White Owl.
Possibly connected? Days of the White Owl were around that era. Do you know when this rumor occurred? This woman? I do remember these raids that,
Just says during the Orc invasion during the days of the White Owl.
around the same era, yes. Days of the White Owl. One could say a small time period within the grander scale of the Age of Reclamation.
Do not suppose that your hometown lies in lands of winter?
It does not.
Where are you from, sir?
Haltauno?
Oh, right on the border. Beautiful coastal place.
Yes. The border of what?
The edge of winter.
Oh, okay.
You know, southeast of the Ogar Pool. That is where winter ends.
Okay. There is also a river
Lovely.
and a forest.
Lovely.
It's also quite near Ryak.
No, it's not. This is
Southeast.
southeast.
Mm-hmm.
This is northwest. I'm over here. You're over there.
Ryak is northwest, Don.
Oh, and I'm thinking of. I thought.
You're
You're
thinking
thinking
of
of
Rarfley.
Rarfley, not
Yeah,
Ryak.
I guess so.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Ryak is inside of the Ogre Pool, which is where the orcs invaded your town from. Mm-hmm. 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 Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah. Okay.
It's right
Yeah,
there.
it's right there.
So
Sorry. Yeah. Okay.
Ryak is in the woods.
There it is.
Ryak is in the Ogre Pool.
In woods that orcs have come from.
Yeah!
Words.
What do you see, buddy?
The Loam is the name of the. I don't know the.
Cold One's bones?
I did read it.
You did read
The,
it.
the Loam is the name of the cove that that my river flows into, in my hometown. That's in the poem.
The loam?
Yeah. I haven't looked at this in a while.
guys.
It's not.
It's fine.
It isn't.
The poem
The thing is,
references a location.
we are figuring
Something concrete, finally.
pieces out of this poem and like what they refer to.
Mm-hmm.
Stringing them together is an entirely different thing.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Can I see that again?
Professor Iris,
Are you done reading?
Where's the one?
Yes, sir.
Oh, right here.
I do not suppose you know any of the meanings in the more recent portion of this.
Oh, mine?
Yes.
Hmm.
You said that you did not know much, as
Oh.
it was recent, but...
Well, Frozen Fang, of course, is another of the Dawn heroes.
And which Dawn hero is this?
Oh, Corva?
Corva?
Mm-hmm. Da-na-na, da-na-na. So many things. It's all fine.
And what was...
Or sorry, did I say Frozen Fang?
Yes,
Kol is Frozen Fang, K-O-L.
Cole.
Corva is the cold one.
Yes. And so... This Frozen Fang, what were they known for? If anything that you are aware of?
Hmm. Kol and Corva were twins. Male and female. Kol being the brother and Corva being the sister. What they were known for in the Dawn Age, again, 8,000 years ago. Over 8,000
Yes.
years ago. 8,063 to be exact.
It is strange to...
I just...
I'm
It is
so
strange to have
But isn't that this year?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
such recollection for names and not activity.
Well,
Unless their activities were meant to be forgotten.
Perhaps.
hard to say.
I do not suppose there is any recallable legend of this Frozen Fang.
The Frozen Fang in particular. Oh, Cole was known for being, I guess, insightful, probably? Judging by the name. Frozen Fang. Bit a reclusive man, but probably toothy when needed.
Hmm.
Hey.
Hey.
Hi.
Ha! I'm Cole!
I mean, again, what is known of the Dawn Age is mostly lost, but it was conclusion of a war and beginning of the Age of Reclamation. Settlements here in the Voraut. Finally, war ended, and cities begun to be built.
Are names truly all we have of these Dawn heroes?
Their deaths were unfortunate.
Yes.
Necessary. Albeit unfortunate.
Sacrifices?
Not so much. In a way. Individuals who knew that their service ended a certain way, and that the wars with these eldritch creatures could only come to one fitting conclusion here in the Voraut. And bemoaningly accepted their fate.
And left behind nothing.
Not nothing. Some of them left behind fragments.
Like really big bones?
Oh, not the Dawn Heroes, no. The things that they warred against, you could say.
These fragments. Do you know of any?
I think that in present company, discussions such as that might be reckless, as there are many who still hunt and dig for them.
Into her mind, I'm going to say. Perhaps when we conclude this conversation, I could speak to you about these fragments further, and perhaps in exchange for information from you, I could tell you more of my home.
Into your mind, she will say, as long as she is not told, so they're protected still from her sight and from her fury, lest any of them be discovered and thusly defiled.
Understood?
Fair. And you see she just kind of abruptly puts her journal and quill away. Oh my, look at the time. Oh, I can't look at the time. Wow, feel that time pass.
Indeed. Time flies when you're having fun.
I've not had any fun today. This has been arduous, exhausting, and terrifying. But I do have some personal matters to attend to. Forgive me for needing to end so abruptly.
Was this a personal meeting, or was this an official meeting?
Both.
In that case, I appreciate your time, and I hand her a silver.
No, what? I would... I appreciate who you are.
Thank you.
Oh, Nesgrim.
I'm a good boy.
Wow. Gotta run!
As she stands up, I'll stand up and get the door for
Yes, thank you, Forrest. You could walk me down the stairs, please. I'm definitely more tired than I anticipated with a conversation like this.
her. He can be exhausting, I know.
He's trying his best for sure. And
Most
I'm
certainly.
certain that she will absolutely stab him when needed. And
Wait.
then, you know, things will get bad and you'll be there to fix it.
I certainly hope so.
I trust you well.
Is this outside?
Yes. This is in the hallway as they're
This is
walking
like
down
in
the
the
stairs.
doorway.
No.
Oh, yeah.
She's leaving the room. I have to speak into her mind.
Sure. Yeah, as she's walking away.
I have something to give you.
And to your mind, she'll respond, "Oh, yes, you have a present of some sort?"
Yes, can you stop by my chambers?
Of course.
Oh!
I've never seen green.
A jolly green present.
Felix got game.
I will exit the room behind her.
Nesgrim just senses it and he's like, damn it!
I thought I had one! Yeah, so I mean, I will say that Vorst is taking her downstairs. Do you want to have the conversation?
Yeah.
Okay. Goodbye, everybody else.
Bye.
Alright.
Mm-hmm.
I should have known the conversation. Should have known.
Mm-hmm.
Am I also leaving?
I mean, this is a private thing. If you want to return to your room, and then I will return to you individually with her.
Sure.
Fair enough. So, yeah. See you in a bit. Alright.
Excuse me, Miss
Yes.
Iris. If it's not too much trouble, I have a few questions for you.
Well, of course. Forrest, you're,
I didn't care to speak up around the others just because there was so much going on, and I didn't want to have to contribute to anything that would have just made things a little bit more unclear for them.
Absolutely.
This face that they showed us,
Yes.
the mask that we found at Adrian's, I know this bottom half of this mask.
I
And
know
I
you
can't-
divorced.
I can't place where I know it from. I know it's used in our regular rituals, but I can't place where the story is from.
She just kind of sighs and pauses on the step and puts her hand on your shoulder. Forced, my love. Camilla. Founder of your tribe.
Oh no! Oh no!
Oh no!
She's
Seemingly.
our descent, but from her?
I mean, she was indeed quite like you, huh? Swiftstride. Camilla Swiftstride.
That's interesting. Would there be a tie between her and this frozen fang?
I don't know. Doesn't sound correct to me. But again, genuinely, so much is lost of the Dawn Heroes. They fought and died up here. Not all simultaneously. I do know that Dumar was the last light to go out.
And then... So... I did have a question about the Ash Hall.
Yes, dwarves.
Would I be familiar with that area?
You would know it was in the North Woods.
Just
You've
not
never
exactly
been there.
that, or
correct?
the memorial.
No.
No.
No, you would know from her describing the area where it would theoretically be, but
okay.
that part of the North Woods is also effectively unexplored in terms of what your people have done.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And you had made a mention of the Kragodab.
Yes.
What is the significance of this place? The
Oh.
billowing branches.
That was where the orcs harbored themselves when they fled Oshuamp. Again, the city, when Osidor came to reclaim it, was already sacked. Curious. We're not sure why. All that the individuals found: rubble, some abandoned, mostly destroyed buildings, dilapidated. This cathedral was one of them.
Ah, the cathedral they spoke of.
Yes.
Interesting.
I'm uncertain as to why the orcs forsake the city.
It would be my guess as to why they would forsake anything. Seems all they want is to take. What I truly called you out here for is I've been nervous to talk with the rest of them. Was what if you know of the Lady Heartwood?
Heartwood. Oh. I think it's Arthur's wife?
Correct.
Yes, Arthur Heartwood. Catherine?
Catherine?
Yes, Catherine Heartwood.
She came by Adrian's on that fateful night. She knows.
Knows?
She knows what they've done.
Oh.
She knows about Adrian.
Hmm.
But the most disturbing thing to me is that she seems to think that... Well, she told me I'm sick.
Sick how, Forrest?
No idea.
You've
As she
never-
was leaving, she leaned in and told me that I was sick.
I've never sensed any sickness on you,
Nor
Forrest.
have I. But you can see why I wouldn't want to bring this up with the rest of them.
No, not with the... I mean, it's been several years since the rot, but sporadic cases do show up every once in a while.
Yes, and with Ratora's new condition as well,
Yes.
it's a different kind of sickness. It's very disconcerting for them. I wouldn't
Yes.
want to bother them with it.
No, I don't blame you, Vorst. Kindness. Such a caring man. Interesting that she would have utilized the word sick and not diseased. Or afflicted. Or even just told you that you possessed it. I do not know what sickness it is that she believes she sees or smells in you.
There is something else with her current being that she is not alive. She walks, she talks, she moves, she greets. She is not alive.
That's, obviously an immediate concern.
I would say. There is a corpse roaming around.
Yes, undead creatures are a bit of a gray area for studied knowledge. But if she is one, I can think of a cause.
They have made mention of meeting others of her, not of exactly her kind, but of similarly afflicted people.
Yes, Forrest.
They explained to me Korn being one of them.
Yes.
Do you think that there could be just more of those type of people in general?
Yes, Forrest.
Oh no.
I fear that this city is not reclaimed.
It would appear so. I've seen on the streets it is just as wild as in the forest, if not worse, because the animals here are far more intelligent
Indeed.
and far more ruthless.
I believe that the individuals who currently still reside inside of the inner sanctum are not worthy of such positions.
Interesting.
Faye was not wrong to be expelled.
No.
She was quite right to want to be. As I left my position, things were becoming far too heinous and experimental inside of the sanctum. Adrian was not expelled because he believed. Adrian was expelled so that way he could spread belief.
A disciple.
Indeed. There are individuals inside of the sanctum that not necessarily follow this defiled, but follow other terrifying powers, and have been misappropriating people for far too long.
I guess it would do well for my job to keep these two obscured from such people, even if we are not sure where their alignment falls. I'll do well to keep them away from them.
Thank you, Vorst.
But truly, I'm not sure if I can trust them.
I think
They worry me.
the lady is too kind. And that makes her untrustworthy. Because I believe she, in her mind, is convinced that she is doing just and right and good, and that her misguidance along this path is what Camilla is driving her towards. I believe the others, especially that foolish silver-haired monster, is, well, I believe they're trying and are attempting to pursue ways to alleviate this bond between her and Camilla. However, it is not something that I'm capable of completing.
And I'm sure this being will not go quietly.
No, it will not. And I believe your greatest possibility lies with Nivara of the Cursed Eye.
I've seen her around before.
Yes, she frequents. Her memory is not the best. A bit too much to drink too typically. But tell her I sent you, and she will see that she is needed.
I will do so. I thank you for your time. I hope I didn't hold you up too long.
No, Vorst, the children. They're being watched. But I can't forego their lessons for the day. Have to make sure that they are educated and capable of protecting themselves if needed. But should she ascend, you must stop her,
I will do so.
whatever the cost, Vorst.
If it is so, I will.
She must not walk with Camilla.
I will keep her distant, and if she does ascend, I will do what must be done.
I believe you will, Vorst.
Although I do feel that the rest of them would see me as trying to turn against them.
I believe there are some in your party that may already be on that frame of mind. That what must be done must be done.
Be sure to say hi to Luna on your way out, and Faye.
Thank you, Vorst.
No problem. I'm gonna go ahead and help her down the stairs the rest of the way.
And then let me call Paul, and if you want to head back out there with them.
I'll run away.
Mm-hmm.
Tail between my legs.
Mm-hmm.
It's the John show now.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, baby.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I would say that you hear her down the stairs conclude her conversation with Vorst. And, you hear her call up to you. A moment, my good friend Felix.
I'll step out of my room
Mm-hmm.
and turn the corner.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you see Vorst pass you on the stairs as he walks back in the room, excuses himself by you, and you see that Iris is standing downstairs behind the bar at the door to the kitchen. I believe in here is more out of earshot of people.
I'll nod and walk down the stairs.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. She leads you into the kitchen. You can see that it's empty. There's currently no one residing inside. You said a gift, sir?
Yes. And from behind my cape, I'll pull my hands back there.
Mm-hmm.
I will pull out Adrian's journal.
Mm-hmm.
Present it to her.
Oh my. Where did you... Well, I guess if you all killed him, it would make sense that you would possess his belongings.
Careful with it. It possesses knowledge. Instructions.
Sure it does. You watch as she extends her hand out towards you and flicks her wrist.
I'll hand it to her. Careful when you read it.
Oh, I don't intend to read it. You can see that she slides it into her bag on her hip.
When I read it, something grabbed me.
Grabbed you?
And I'll gesture towards like the back. Oh wait, no. I felt it rise up my spine. Correct.
Correct.
And I'll kind of gesture from my spine
Mm-hmm.
to my brain.
Contacted.
It hurt a lot.
I would assume so. Quite fortunate that you survived.
It called out as after it grabbed me, screamed, "Where, child, where?" in a low voice.
Lost, it seems. Still confused as to its location. Interesting. Good news. Interesting, though.
It?
Indeed.
What was it?
I don't know which one.
Which one? What? Excuse me.
Whatever demon you contacted accidentally.
Oh,
Yes.
makes sense.
Yes.
I do have a question or two to ask of you.
Of course. You can see that she sits down, she pulls one of the little stools and sits and pulls her journal out. Contacted voice? Yes.
You said you knew why I was green, but do you know? Maybe it's better I show you.
Show me? Why you're green?
Yes, I will nudge her.
Why? I'm confused. You think that is why you're green?
No, but I don't know why I can do it.
I believe you have someone in your family to thank for both things.
Oh. So the two are not mutually exclusive.
Well, the green is an action that you don't hear it?
Here?
Yes. Unorthodox.
What do you hear?
A voice? When you nudge, you don't hear? Unorthodox indeed.
I'm a bit taken aback.
As I assume an individual who doesn't understand their power or nature would probably be.
Do you know more? My father, he was a studied man. Uh,
Where are you?
Much like yourself.
Where are you from, friend?
Yengema.
By the Balin Woods, perhaps a spirit.
However, I was born in Ulm.
Born in Ulm.
Yes, it's where my father taught and met my mother.
You were born in Ulm? Well, the green definitely makes sense.
Why is that?
Oh, the river.
The river?
Yes, the river that snakes around Ulm.
I know it.
Yes, the Cuve.
What does a river have to do with my color?
Oh. Have you spoken with your mother about these things? You said you spoke to your father and he didn't know?
That's correct. She died shortly after I was born.
Truly sorry to hear that.
Childbirth killed her.
Truly. Sorry to hear, sir. And forgive me. The Cuve means awakening.
Oh.
However, it doesn't present green in many. Doesn't present in many at all.
You've seen others like me?
Not in at least a century.
Were they?
They were here, but they were sadly taken from us at a young age.
But by those that order?
Indeed, and I would advise you extreme caution inside of this city.
I understand. I do have another question.
Yes.
More grounded here in Oshuamp.
Yes.
What do you know of the riots?
Oh, the riots. The ones in Slums North 12 years ago?
Yes, and what caused them?
Corin was a good man in life. Very good man. Noble doctor. Devoted his life to assisting the orphans in Slums North, he and his wife Carolyn. Corin was called to assist with some of the survivors of an expedition into the mines. And they were afflicted with the rot. Unbeknownst to Corin, he infected his wife, and the inner sanctum ordered her. And Corin was to be executed for his blasphemy, and Slums North rioted, protested, but they were grievously punished for their behavior. You said your mother died in childbirth?
Yes.
What you did to me, do it again.
I will do it again.
You see she just kind of like winces slightly. It seems your mother gave you a lovely gift.
Both from her?
Indeed.
She didn't tell my father any of this. Odd.
I think your mother was a bit more than your father anticipated. Sometimes women have to keep their secrets. Some people may have ordered her, had her gift been known.
Perhaps.
You, sir, need to have a conversation with one of your friends. Some things may be better illuminated by an individual that possesses one as well.
I'm not sure who you mean. I just met these people.
I think you'll, as a smart man, figure it out.
I do have one last question connected to the riots.
Yes, sir.
Are you aware that the guards were involved with the poisoning of the wells?
There was no well poisoning, sir.
Does her demeanor change when she answered?
I mean, she looks...
Because your tone certainly did.
Yeah, she sounds annoyed that the rumor still exists. I don't appreciate conspiracies utilized to cover the slaughter of innocents, especially when they are there to cover the reckless abandon of foolish scholars.
Thank you.
Of course.
What will you do with that journal?
Do with it? Probably
Yes.
burn it.
Seems like a good idea.
Indeed. The knowledge
And-
that it could be gleaned from a madman seems quite treacherous,
And painful.
as you would know.
May I ask a favor?
You may ask.
You journey between here and the heart of the city, correct?
Yes.
Would it trouble you to bring me back some tomes or books from the place you once taught?
I will never again willingly step into such an academy, and I recommend that you tread carefully if you ever attempt to cross that threshold.
Understood. Thank you for your time, Iris.
You're welcome, Felix, and for what it is worth, good luck.
I'll extend my hand.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, she
Shake.
puts her things away and she reaches out and shakes your hand and just kind of chuckles lightly at the fact that you're a little bit wet. Yes, that is right.
I'll just smile.
When you
I can't
understand,
control it.
when you understand, Felix, I think you will appreciate the opportunity to say hello. She just kind of does a little bit of a curtsy and walks back out into the front of the bar.
Yeah, and I will wait a moment,
Mm-hmm.
kind of just take a deep breath and
Mm-hmm.
walk back out. And I guess I'll see the stairs, and if I don't see any of my companions downstairs, I will walk back upstairs.
Cool. Let me call the office, and I'll ask you, because that conversation would be a couple minutes, I want to make sure that there's nothing they would want to do separately.
Yep. I'll be back.
Yep, and then I'll call you when we're good.
Murder.
Oh. My eyes have to readjust to the light in here again.
Mm-hmm.
Oh no, he's gone. Is he dead?
I guess you could say Don's blinded by the light. Blinded by the light.
So, I mean, I would say the conversation with Vorst and Iris as he descended the steps for her only took about a minute or so. So, I mean, I'm not going to make Glenn sit outside for the 2 minutes.
Okay.
But if you guys wanted to have anything that was just the four of you, that would be up to you. I don't know if there was something the four of you wanted to discuss privately. Vorst, I would also say that Iris, while you were taking her downstairs, passed you a parchment that I will send to you.
Oh boy.
Well, any thoughts on our next steps?
Should probably figure out what to do about.
I need to get in contact with this demon.
That is a strange way to put it.
I mean, I don't know what it wants from me.
Not sure if that's the best way to go about it, but
All I have to go off of is that I need to protect Nesgrim.
perhaps
That's what I've been doing that this whole time. That's
if
not.
you're going to contact a demon, you should do so when there are plenty of people around to make sure you don't go off the rails.
I agree.
And I probably should not be there at all.
Or at least not touching her.
Fair.
Perhaps
Don't look at her.
Perhaps you could respond if it asks if you can see it again.
I could do that. Who has the parchment?
I
Felix,
do
you
currently. I don't suppose you're suggesting that you try contacting her now.
I wouldn't want to hurt anyone.
Again, I don't think that alone would be the best way.
Certainly not.
I also think we need to do that somewhere safe. Definitely not this tavern.
I don't think we have anywhere safe.
I don't know a safer place than here.
Perhaps in Vorst's room. I'm just concerned with her being potentially hurt by patrons.
There is something comforting about Vorst's room.
Indeed.
And I enter.
It's a really good vibe.
It was a good time to walk in too, because I was counting.
Correct.
Very fuzzy.
It's like a very good boy energy.
Yes.
Mm.
Oh, Vorst,
He's
welcome back.
Hello.
Hello.
I don't suppose we could use your room for another experiment?
What was it that you had in mind?
Well, Ritora is thinking
We
about
kind of wrecked the place
contacting
last
the
time.
defiled.
That is a terrible idea.
Yes, I agree, but,
Don't think that should be done at all.
well, there's an argument to be made for that, yes?
I need to figure out what it wants from me.
Perhaps you can talk reason to her?
It is a demon of sorts. You should probably not give in to what it wants.
But if we
My
can
options are limited.
We
And
don't
your
know very much
payment
about
is
this
absolute.
defiled.
and if we can find out what it wants, we can ensure to do the exact opposite.
Yes.
If what it wants.
That's worked out really well so far.
The first step
You
is
know,
always
they-
opening the door.
I'm not inviting it in. I just need.
Oh,
Aren't
Ritora, you've already.
Yes, well, that is
It is
That
in.
is the thought. That
I have a contract with this demon.
And I have a
I don't
contract
know
with
why.
Luna to keep you safe.
yes.
I don't know
And
what that contract is. I don't know how to
If
fulfill.
our avenues for keeping her safe are limited to the death of an unknown being, the fulfillment of an unknown contract, the killing of her, which is not exactly safe, or some sort of ritual we know nothing about, then perhaps contacting the unknown being and asking about the unknown ritual could shed some light.
Indeed, it could.
We need to know what the contract is and who the being is. That at least opens up 2 options.
Unless, of course, you know something about this being that we do not.
I know just about as much as you do. I just... From story and tale, opening the door to that sort of thing is... It's only going to feed it. Make it stronger.
I think it's already being fed. The spot on her hand has been growing since she got it.
I'm gonna unwrap my hand and check
Is
it.
it bigger?
I mean, very slightly. You can see that it's still fitting inside of your palm. You can see that it's cracking a little bit up towards your fingers now, towards your thumb. But yeah, it's definitely slightly bigger.
You see? It does not seem to stop growing if she hides it and attempts to forget about it.
That's what I do with my problems.
That explains a lot.
That is very apparent, Nesgrim.
Grab your shovels, it's time to dig.
That's why it
Today's
took you this long
emotions.
to cry.
Indeed.
You seem to bury a lot of things deep, Nesgrim, and forget things that have happened to you.
It's better than dwelling on them, I suppose.
In some cases, yes. I think in this one it may be best to keep those at the front of your mind, so we don't end up with unexpected surprises.
He'll be back.
So, Vorst, what say you?
Full screen.
Should we reconvene in your quarters?
I stand by what I said, that I don't think that this is the best option, but if it's what you all believe to be the right path, I will follow.
Do you have a better option?
Nothing immediately, no.
I don't suppose that Iris gave you any further directive on the matter?
She did tell me that speaking with Naivara could be enlightening.
Naivara.
What a fucking name.
That's what I said.
While you guys are deciding, I'm gonna pee.
She told me that she might be able to shed some more light on the situation. Maybe explain a few things more. Told me to tell her that Iris had sent us.
You trust this woman?
Yes.
Ritora, would you be willing to postpone a meeting with the Defiled long enough to check into some other avenues? Perhaps if we can learn something of this cleansing ritual, we could forego the nastier options entirely.
Is that a threat?
The picture of the mask is
I just really want to put that out there. You want to talk to that?
Can you see me?
I would like to go speak to Naivara.
Of course you would.
She did invite me to her shop.
I don't like it.
Put it up there for the camera.
There you go, chat.
Angle it down a little bit, Glenn.
There you go.
Look how horrible that is.
It'll go into the Discord. Don't worry about
Put
it.
it on-
Everyone gets
Put it on a
nightmares.
shirt and let people buy it.
Everyone gets nightmares.
She did invite me to her shop. So
Yes,
We have an inn.
we do.
think I recall that.
I think she wanted your money, Nesgrim, but
Perhaps she has a table that needs buffing.
that is possible. Or two.
Or two. Yes, maybe. He does have two hands.
Two hands, two tables.
Indeed. Want both of
And that's
Yup.
why they call him Two Tables Nesgrim.
Wait, have you been scratching up the tables downstairs?
Buffling.
Scratching them. I did clean them.
With a chainmail shirt?
Buffling.
I used my undershirt.
It occurs to me just now that perhaps Vorst was the one they were referring to as already having someone to do that job.
Probably.
Mm-hmm.
I've always been here!
If we are to go see Nivara, I would also like to stop at the blacksmith and repair my armor as well.
Yes, it was never made for buffing tables.
Indeed. It's been a couple days. I think it's probably best I get that done.
Yes, even when you don't leave the city, you do seem to find ways to die.
Of course.
And
If
we
we do
are
it-
trying to avoid another death for you.
Indeed.
Does sound like that is part of the prophecy.
What time is it?
Early still, yeah? Before launch?
Yeah. About 10 a.m. You guys have a full day ahead of you.
I hope.
I hope.
Well, I suppose if we're all in agreement to go speak to Nivara, we could go start our day.
It's up to you guys. I'm not telling anyone what to do. I messaged Paul. He's on his way.
Perhaps once Felix has finished speaking with Iris?
Well, yes, when he returns, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Did we know that? Because he said it into her mind, right?
I mean,
Perhaps when Felix returns.
yeah.
Okay. I just wasn't sure if we
Sure.
knew specifically.
Sure. I mean, it's also Vorsh would have seen him go down the stairs towards her and
Mhm.
would have heard that he was called. But that was it.
Okay.
So, yeah. Okay. So, I mean, while we're waiting for him, I don't remotely care if that's what you guys intend to do, is direct yourselves towards Nivara.
Maybe the blacksmith first, so I can repair this armor. For the love of God.
Sure. If that's what you guys want to do.
Yeah, we all cool with that?
Okay.
Works for me!
Why am I?
Say works for me.
No?
Works
I'm
for me,
still
please.
down 3 hit points from the psych damage.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So I mean, let me pop onto Map Town, because
Map town.
mhm.
Read all about it.
So we're still up in my room, right?
Mhm.
What'd you drop?
A D4.
Oh, that's the worst one to drop.
Uh-huh. It's gone forever.
So you wear shoes down here. I
Don,
didn't.
what forge do you know of?
Really just gone.
I think it's the enchanted something.
Enchanted Forge?
Yeah, I think so.
Yep. Cool. Alright.
Stub is still down. So
Is
someone's
that where
gonna step
is
on the
that where you
D4.
would lead them?
Yeah,
Cool.
for sure.
Very good.
Right.
Yeah. Paul,
Sure.
you open the door and step back inside.
It's really gone.
It's the clear one.
Everything all right, Felix?
Indeed.
No.
Interesting one, that one.
So I know of the Worn Edge. The Enchanted Forge is the one we have.
The quest for.
But I would have led them. I would have attempted to find that one because we can get paid.
Cool. Yeah, I mean, I'll say that you were informed of where it was by the quest thing.
Okay.
We've been contemplating where to go next, and it seems that Vorst has a lead on where we can find out more that could help Ritora.
Good. Where?
Nivara's shop. You remember her? She has the fucking name.
The table that needs buffing.
Yes. Nesgrim, please.
He's going to get kicked out.
Is it far?
Did she tell you where her shop was, Nesgrim?
I believe she did.
She definitely did.
Yep. Southwest part of town.
Yep. Yes, it's southwest.
It's right by your shop, Don.
Okay.
Perhaps if we are going to be close to your tent, or your shop rather.
Thank you.
Put
some respect.
Excuse me.
Put some respect on my name, Nesgrim. Thank you.
Perhaps we could hide our more nefarious items that we're carrying.
Sure, hide them in my store so I can be arrested, Nesgrim.
Well, it's better than being found with us walking through the city.
You do have a room here, Nesgrim.
Do you have cause to be stopped and searched?
Well, no. Well,
Nesgrim? Probably.
Not if he keeps his mouth shut.
We've seen that is not possible, though. We tried with Iris.
This is true.
Perhaps I shouldn't be the one carrying this, and I'll pull the bag from my side. And
that's what I mean. Yes.
I have concerns about burying that in the dirt, Nesgrim.
No desire to leave that where it could be found.
No.
It's fair.
Ether, you should hold on to it. It wouldn't stand out.
Sure,
Perhaps.
I suppose.
Please don't hold on to it.
Perhaps the one that already has a connection to it would be the safest person.
I strongly disagree.
Yes,
None of us are going to touch it directly,
I'll
but
take
she
That is
is
why
already
it's in the bag.
cursed.
I've already.
She's already cursed.
If one of us happened to touch it, the one in the least danger would be the one who is already in danger.
I'll put it back around my waist and tie it. I will not have her hold it.
Very well.
Okay. What other things do you need to get rid of, Nesgrim, in my store? Maybe the weapons of the brothers.
Yes.
Maybe don't fucking carry those around. We can bury those in the ground with my bones.
I
Perhaps
hope
we
I'm gonna
could just
open up the
bury
drawer.
Nesgrim
We could bury Nesgrim.
if we're offloading liabilities.
I'm gonna open up the drawer in Ratora's room. You could put them in here.
I don't think that Luna would want these in the tavern.
What safer place than this?
They'll fall back on me if they get found. I'm already
Who
in
would be
trouble.
searching your room other than us?
That is true.
I mean,
I mean, if you believe that
I'm
this
one-
is a safe
Are they
enough
magic?
location,
They're
you do
silver.
live here.
Yeah, I would
That's
believe
it.
so.
I'm the one who
Okay.
has been followed here.
Take one out.
Okay. You pull out a chakra.
At this point, I'm safe nowhere.
Ritora, can you put this in the dresser for me?
I think you could just put it in the dresser, Nesgrim.
I could.
Why make her touch it?
Curious.
Also, do not hand her an item. Just put it in the drawer, or I will put it in the drawer.
Curious.
Don't put your hands near her hands.
That's fair. I'll
Or
set it.
her at all.
I'll set it down on a thing. I'm curious to see what happens. If we know that these came from what Korn called the Awakened, perhaps they'll have some reaction to Ritora's current state.
Is that something we really want to find out right
Yes.
now?
And I'll lift it towards her.
Sure. You elevate this chakram off of the flat surface that Nesgrim puts it down and float it towards Ritora. Hovering in front of
Place it
you.
in her
I'll
hand.
grab it.
You grab it?
Yeah.
Sure. I mean, you grab it. Feels cold to the touch.
I don't like these.
Bad memories.
Well, no, they're just not for me.
It's fair.
Alright.
Stop fooling around.
That was a true test. I hoped that something
Test
would
of
happen.
What?
To see if you reacted to them at all?
We know what I've reacted to.
Well, yes, we know some things, but who's to say there's not more things you would react to,
Bits of silver.
right?
I don't like them. I don't use objects like that often, but
It was a chance to see if silver reacted to you, or you reacted to silver.
Nesgrim, I do not think we have time for a litmus test of all of the items in your bag.
Why didn't
Perhaps
one?
I'll touch the table and see if the wood.
Okay, friends, we're ready to go.
Perhaps we could hold hands and I could perform magic.
I'll
No.
chuckle.
Okay. You guys head down.
Yep.
Mhm.
Cool. You lead them towards the Enchanted Forge.
I do.
Cool. Would you go up the main road for Guards Highway, or would you go along the walls and then curl back up? Because it's in the north center part of town.
What time of day is it?
Like 10 a.m.
Yeah.
I don't think I would have any reason to not take them down the center.
Along Guards Highway? You got it.
Yeah, I don't think I would have a reason to not do that. The
Fine.
guards don't bother Ether, so.
Correct. Cool. You guys head down, back onto Mugger's Path.
Oh,
Mm-hmm.
have I seen Juniper at all while we've been in the...
No.
I'm gonna pull out that one bone that I have and use it as like a walking stick. Just to cause distraction.
Sure.
I'm sure I've done it before. Damn it, it's the song.
It always has to happen.
Can always skip it before it gets weird.
Too late.
You're just letting this happen. You're staring at it instead of doing anything about it.
Back onto Mugger's
That
Path.
gets us every time, too.
I'm gonna hold,
Yep.
check, make sure my pass is still there.
Yeah, you all have your belongings. You've been inside most of the days. You head back down to Mugger's Path. You step out into the snow. Again, city doesn't look very occupied. At least not on Mugger's Path. It's also just not really a very occupied street. There are not that many stores on here that people really frequent, outside of Leo's Bakery. Super popular man. You guys head back out towards Guards Highway, and you head north towards the area in which you were told the Enchanted Forge is. As you are walking along Guards Highway, you would pass very close to the gallows and to the guardhouse. Hello, Sarah. We're walking carefully up Guards Highway.
Why did the music have to do that too? Come on, man.
We're just walking.
I have my hood up.
Yeah, you do.
It's cold out.
Yep.
It's cold out.
Yeah. Hi, everyone.
We approach the gallows. Paul, how do you look right now?
Same as I always do.
Yep.
A little bit wet and green.
Fantastic.
Yep.
We walk by the gallows.
Mm-hmm.
We pass by the gallows.
God damn it.
And we walk by the two large statues that Ether and Yalumlo know are called the Watchers. The two large, hooded figures that stand looming over the gallows. As you pass by them, for those of you who are new to the city, as you look up at them, you see that one is a large figure that is head to toe obscured by robes. Even the face, shadows cast upon it. They look as though they're about 25 feet in construction. So as you guys are walking by them, you're effectively at the top of what would be their boot. The other individual you can see is a human man with a short, unkempt beard, bassinet helm, where it crosses in front of the nose with the nose plate. You can see that he's holding in front of him a small circular shield and a short sword, and it looks as though he is positioning himself in front of this robed figure. It's fine.
Do we notice anything about them?
You may make perception checks.
I wouldn't be looking at it.
It's not bad.
I rolled pretty good.
23.
23?
It's not that good.
25.
16.
No, 20. 23, sorry.
23?
16.
16? Yeah, I mean, I'll say all three of you notice that these things are constructed of old stone. It looks as though they are in not a ruinous state, they're well kept. They're not polished, though. It looks as though if you were to run your hand over them, they would still be a rough surface, implying something strange, potentially, about their construction. As though, why would an artisan not polish?
Like they've formed?
Like they've formed. I think that that's a fair appropriation.
Oh. Got it.
From like the rubble of a city, or
I think
They
that...
formed.
Am I uncomfortable about them?
I don't think there's necessarily a presence that would make you uncomfortable. I think that the construction of them being unorthodox might be unnerving. And I would say that as you pass by them, you, in your perception of them, notice that it is very strange that the robed figure's face, as you pass beneath them and light hits it, is blank. It's not simply that it is obscured, it's that the face is flat. As though there is no face constructed onto this. It doesn't look like a face has been broken. It looks as though no face has been placed. Not yet.
If it could be anyone.
Correct.
Da-da-da.
That's odd.
Who are
What?
these people?
There's no face on that statue.
suppose there isn't. I have not.
Now that he's called attention to it, I'll roll perception.
Yeah.
Do you know who they are?
It's a 14.
You see the same things.
I mean, I've lived in the city for a while. Would I know anything about
I would say you would know, just like Don knows, that
that they're referred to as the Watchers?
that they're referred to as the Watchers, and that the hooded figure is associated theoretically with being an individual that is reminiscent of Rahela, the individual that supposedly visited Ostador and called him to service inside of the city.
Rahela, the Sacred Fire.
Correct.
Is the other statue intended to be Ostador
The other statue...
in terms of depiction?
Yeah, I guess we would have seen other Ostador
comparable,
depictions.
yes, as though in a younger age, definitively.
Something people
Correct.
might have said that it was of.
Well, so yes, you would know that it is of a younger Ostador in his era in which he came to reclaim the city. I would also say, and hearken everyone back to the idea that we were told early on that Ostador's statues are in different areas of the city, describing his miracles. That the one in the promenade was of him with a bowl in his hand on the day that he fed the needy.
Mm-hmm.
And that this one is theoretically equated with some kind of conquest. And that this is a depiction of him ready for battle. And as though the spirit of the lady who called him forth to the city is here, like an angel on his shoulder, calling forth her holy warrior.
Keep walking.
Like a raven.
Let's continue on. We pass by the Watchers. As you're walking on this area of the city, you notice that beneath the snows, your feet hit hard cobblestone. Unorthodox compared to the other areas in the city which you guys have explored. You would also know, Ritora, that this is the northwest portion of the city in which you saw and smelled ambrosia and fresh flowers leaving the quiet night. As we tread along this thin line of cobblestone towards the enchanted forge, you see in the distance, Don, a dark stone building with a large open forge outside. You can see that it's obviously a dwarven constructed building. It stands out in terms of its artisanal qualities compared to everything else in the surrounding area. Everything else is mostly wood. This is brick, stone, and mortar. And you hear the high-pitched clanging of hammers striking metal. You see, in the distance, a short male dwarf man, a little over 4 foot tall. You can see a dark gray shirt, his muscular arms exposed, tribal tattoos on both arms. They look like intersecting woven patterns of rocks and different geometric shapes. He's got dark pants, red boots, and he's got big, like artisan forged man gloves. Effectively oven
Man
gloves.
gloves.
Man gloves. You see he's wielding a very large smithing hammer, and he's clanking down on a sword that he is pulling from the forge right now. You can see the smoking hot red embers of the blade illuminated as he... Fuck! 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 You can see no one else in his presence. Just this loud, angry dwarf man with his man gloves. Thank you, Chad.
Are you okay?
Fuck! 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 He just looks around. He squints in your direction.
I'll smile.
And he just gestures his hammer at you. And he shakes his head. Fuck! Fuck! And he goes back right to clanging down on this blade.
I'll turn to the... I guess he's fine.
People really seem to love you.
You're about 25 feet or so away still.
I'm gonna continue walking up to him. We saw your post on the signboard about
Clank.
something.
Fucking robbed! Clank.
Robbed of what?
Hammers?
Nope, not this one.
Swords?
Just robbed in general.
All me shit? Clank. Clank. Fuck you want?
Hello.
You want to say hello?
No, I came to get my armor repaired.
Fucking right you do. Looks pretty busted.
Yeah, it's seen some better days.
Yeah.
So how much?
Oh, I see. I have it.
How much to repair my armor?
What's broken about it?
Just gonna gesture at it. It's nice and.
Yeah, a couple of dents. Couple of dings.
It says here that someone was mugging your customers, and now no one will come to your shop.
Yeah. Hammers.
The hammers are mugging your customers?
No, they've been mugging the hammers. People come in, buy hammers. They take the hammers. People come in and buy swords. They take the swords.
The customers take the swords?
Yeah.
That's generally how it works. They pay you and then they take the product.
No, that's mugging.
Are you unfamiliar with how business works?
Hammer.
Okay.
I hit the shit with hammers.
And then
People give me coin. And then they mug me.
they take them.
Yeah.
No, they're giving you the coin so that way they can take.
So this notice,
No, 40 years I've been mugged.
this notice
I
is
keep
about.
bitching at the guards. And no one cares about the mugging.
So this notice is about regular business then.
Regular business.
Yes, you say this continues to happen.
Yeah, 40 years I've been in the city getting mugged.
Why would you not leave if this you've been mugged for 40 years? Why would
I
you?
can't save up enough money to buy a better shop.
What happens to the money that they give you in exchange for
I
the...
buy ale.
What?
What?
You've called it a shop.
Yeah.
As in a workshop or a place where one does shopping?
Workshop.
Okay.
So you don't sell products. People just give you money and then they take the things that they were looking at?
I gotta make new shit whenever they take it, yeah.
I think people assume that you are selling them the products, which is why they give you the money. Why else would they be giving you the money?
Because they're mugging me.
But-
Usually mugging involves taking things.
They're taking it, yeah.
Yeah, but there's not usually a giving.
Yes, they don't usually leave money when they mug.
I thought they were scared I had a hammer. Because I usually yell, get out of my shop! And then they just throw coins at me and run away.
Perhaps call it a workshop instead of a shop. It might.
What's the difference?
A shop is for selling, a workshop is for making.
Never heard of it.
Okay. Do you wish to sell the things that you make?
Oh.
What do you want to do with them?
I want to look at them. They're beautiful. And he just gestures to these shitty hammers on his wall. They look like really crude, poorly constructed. They look like they're fucking like chipped. They look like they're not actually attached to like the fucking shaft.
Are we sure that this
I'm a
is where...
great smith.
Nesgrim, are we sure this is where we want to fix your armor?
Give me your armor.
I want to
John,
be
how
clear.
close are we to it?
You guys are like 10 feet away.
I would like to get 5 feet.
Sure.
Within 5 feet.
Mhm.
And I'll give him a little sniff.
Yeah, I mean, you don't even need to roll. Alcohol is just pouring off
Yeah.
of this man.
That's what I thought. Okay.
Fucking, I'll hammer you. No charge.
You seem pretty hammered already.
No
That's-
charge, he says.
No charge. So
Yeah.
I want to be clear. I'm going to give you my armor.
Yeah,
You're going to repair it,
absolutely.
and then you're going to give it back.
Absolutely, I'll give it back, whatever state it's in.
I need it.
I'll repair the fuck out of it.
Perhaps we should find another
I think
blacksmith.
that might be.
No, best blacksmith in West.
I
Probably North too. I don't think they got one.
Can you promise me it will be in a better state than now?
I can promise a lot of things, of course. Give it here.
Well, I guess this is gonna happen.
You don't even need to take it off. Lay down.
In the west? What district are we in right now? I just want to be clear.
What's up?
What district are we in right
The
now?
West slums.
We're in the north?
West.
No, West.
Yeah. Okay, west. Okay, good.
Lay him down.
No.
No one's better.
Do you have any armor that you've made
He doesn't sell.
that I can look at?
Do you want to look at my armors?
Yes.
Yeah, of course. He just gestures to his back wall, and you can see these, like, half-sewn together chainmail vests that look like they're woven too tightly together, as though you coiled a fucking necklace chain up and just kind of packed it together. Like, you can see real big bumps in places.
Ether, do you know of any other blacksmiths?
No, don't. He just shakes his hammer in your direction. Don't you dare tell him. No. No one else.
Perhaps you could attempt to repair something else and show us that you are able to do the repair.
I have.
Yeah, you got any, like, bone dagger?
I'm gonna pull. I have a.
I do.
I have a regular.
I'll make it shine.
I
Let's
have a
make him
regular
part of
dagger.
it.
Yeah.
That I'm gonna pull out and say. It seems we've misspoken.
No, give me it.
Oh yeah, please.
And he just lunges forward, just kind of stumbles, and he falls to the ground in front of you, and his face hits the snow. Fuck! Oh, that shit's embarrassing.
I'll set this down.
Thanks.
For you?
Glad I didn't fall on the dagger.
Yes, that would have been too.
You fell on the dagger.
That would have been unfortunate.
It would have been quite the mugging.
Indeed.
Yeah.
And quite the ascension.
All right.
We'll leave you to it.
No, it's only gonna take a minute.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
I think you could make this very nice. It's like a real plain looking
Yeah.
dagger. Like there's nothing.
Yeah.
That's where you should go.
I got it.
Well, let's see what he does to the dagger first.
I don't think it's.
No, you want to watch.
Yes.
And he just kind of pulls up the dagger. And he just holds it up to the sky. So, pretty actually nice dagger. Shit. Terrible dagger. Why would you have ever bought this? I can make it a lot better.
You're sure you don't want us to leave you to it?
No, I've, And he just leans over and he just hits it real quick, and you see it just kind of like clang off.
Should not you be applying heat?
No.
Wouldn't that make it more...
Should I?
More pliable?
Pliable?
Yes,
Yeah.
indeed.
That's why I do it.
Yes.
They taught me that.
Of course.
Yeah.
Who taught you?
School.
Of course.
School man. I went to a school.
And I'm sure it was a fine school indeed.
Yeah, there were people there.
What is your name, sir?
Christian. Christian Hammerhand.
Christian.
It's literal. I have a hammer in my hand.
Okay.
Were you born with a hammer in your hand?
I don't remember when I was born.
I'm sure legend would have it that Christian Hammerhand was in fact born with a hammer in his hand.
Yeah,
the
that.
finest smith in Oshuamp.
You think?
BAM! He hits the dagger again.
You'd think he'd be better using the hammer.
He just kind of like turns the hammer over and just starts pushing the dagger off his little table. It's fine.
Totally fine.
It's fine.
We can come back if you want.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
It seems...
I'm just nervous. It's
Of
my
course.
first time.
Yes, we...
Yep.
Not my first. I do this a lot.
We'll leave you to the dagger. And
Thanks.
we will come back at a later date.
Yeah.
And perhaps then we could see
Yeah.
how you've done with the
Oh,
dagger.
but his armor.
The dagger's
It's-
more
Hold
important.
on. He just starts walking towards
That's
Nestor with
quite
the hammer.
all right.
What?
The ham.
Oh, he's still wearing it.
I wouldn't do that.
The
That's
dagger
right.
is very.
It's early. It's too early for me.
It's very important. It's
very
that
early.
dagger.
Should we come back at night?
Yeah, night. I like night.
Mm-hmm.
We can get a drink.
Well, or
Sounds wonderful.
do you drink a lot?
Not a lot. Just the right amount.
Okay. Do you have an example of something you've made, perhaps when you had less to drink?
And he just points at the bundled chainmail armor. That was pretty good.
Was that when you had less to drink?
What about when you've had more to drink?
And he points to like a particularly busted hammer where it's just kind of like a hammer head. And there's just like a broken aft and you can see the hammer head itself is split. I was pretty fucked up on that one. It's good though. Still a hammer.
It is a hammer, yes.
Yeah.
How exactly do you afford to run this shop?
Run it?
Yes?
Yeah. I run this shop.
Ah, of course you do.
The Enchanted Forge.
Mm-hmm.
Mr. Arthur pays me.
Understood.
Okay.
Uh-huh. He needs me to hit stuff with hammers, and yeah! I'm really good at it.
And then, of course, the muggings.
The muggings, yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Arthur
Well,
doesn't care about the muggings.
perhaps we can go and look into these muggings.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we can come back and
Yeah.
then we can talk
Yeah.
about the armor.
Yeah!
that
he
way-
just starts shaking the hammer.
That
in the
way,
air.
if somebody mugs him and the armor gets worse, you can fix it all the way.
Yeah. Yeah.
Very good. It was a pleasure meeting you, Christian.
Hammerhand.
Mr. Hammerhand.
Blacksmith.
Let's go.
Sure.
Okay. Very nice to meet you.
I don't know why I hate you.
I do not know.
See you later.
Bye.
Walk away.
Smash!
Yeah, I'll walk away too.
Fuck! 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 I'm terrible at this.
I'm gonna have to get a new dagger.
Well, that
I
was
hate you. I don't know why.
that was an experience.
Indeed.
Yes. I do not think we are getting our 6 gold from this one.
Probably not.
No,
seeing
probably
as he
not.
has sold his product. and-
Perhaps 6 gold worth of ale if you catch him at the right time.
Mm.
But not 6 gold.
Well, I guess we're going to Nivara's shop. What's the name of that again? I know she told me, I just can't remember.
The cursed eye.
That's right.
What?
It's called what?
Jesus.
The curse what now?
It's done with.
It's done what? It's called the cursed
Did I
eye.
write that down?
I mean,
That
she
seems
told
important.
Nesgrim.
Yeah, I didn't write that down.
Look in the store, Paul.
Oh, I will. Oh, I'm gonna peep.
I guess we can find another blacksmith for my armor later.
Yes.
Or when he's sober.
Yeah, we can try again when he's sober, I think.
I don't think that's a good idea.
It's before midday, and he's already drunk. When is he sober?
We could perhaps ask Arthur about him. There's something there.
I think Arthur wants him to intentionally make poor items.
Possibly, but Arthur must be paying people for a reason, so
I think
it
the better
stands to
question
reason that he is
is
important.
who is paying this man, mugging him, for any of those items?
True.
Does he perhaps have an admirer?
Or they are magical in some way, and we have clearly missed something.
Perhaps.
You know, never judge a book by its cover, never judge a hammer by its...
Swinger.
That's what they say. I don't feel like that's it.
That's what you
Close enough.
Yeah, never judge a hammer by its swinger.
Mm-hmm.
Nesgrim,
Okay, sure,
I've grown
Nesgrim.
up very, very secluded, very sheltered.
You don't think that's it?
I'm pretty sure that's not
I
it.
don't think that is it, Nesgrim.
Good try.
I was going to say don't judge the hammer, not the person behind the hammer. Perhaps the items themselves, though crude and horrible, might have something magical about them.
Unless
It is
You did
called
say
the
the
Yeah,
enchanted,
the enchanted forge.
Enchanted.
in quotations, absolutely.
So perhaps
This is
it...
a
Unless Arthur has other use for him.
very interesting philosophical debate, but I have a couple of things that I think I need to attend to. Perhaps I can leave you to go see Nivara while I take care of some other matters. We can reconvene at Luna's later. Okay.
Sounds good. Be careful.
Be safe.
You as well.
I worry we may have...
Into Ether's mind, I will say, do not let him do the talking.
I'll respond into your mind. I won't let him say much of anything.
Really, just don't let him touch any women at all.
If only
Particularly Ritora, but probably for the best that he not touch any.
it is a shame we are not sleeping. I could prepare the spell silence.
That would be funny.
It would be funny. Inconvenient, but I could have him stand in the corner and just block that whole corner of the room out. And we'll just smile and thumbs up at him. Every so often he will think we are talking to him.
Very good input, Nesgrim. All right, well,
I will do my best. Be safe,
Leave them in your care, brother.
brother.
And I'm going to head back the way that we came.
Very good. You guys split off and go southwest towards the Cursed Eye, which, Don, you know is on your street.
Mm-hmm.
Or, sorry, it's one street south of you. It is in Vagrant's Corner.
Great.
Great.
Yeah. So I will say that we pass once more by the Watchers. We pass by the Gallows. We see that Yalimlo splits off from us as we traverse southwest. And after a 10, 15-minute walk, 20-minute walk or so, you guys arrive in front of the Cursed Eye. You can see that it is a small wooden thatched hut. It's got the elongated front, and it looks almost like a large teepee. Yeah, you can see that the front of it is actually not a door. It's just a very large, fabric curtain where it parts in the center. Beautiful royal purple. You're standing here in front of the shop. You get a whiff.
Yeah.
Make a perception check.
Let's go sniff checks.
Mm-hmm. You have advantage on perception for smell.
Oh, that's much better. It's a 16.
16?
Yeah.
It's the first one at 2.
Yeah. Oh no, blind!
You smell the extremely strong odors of fresh floral perfumes.
Oh no.
All right, friends, I'm going in.
I think I'll go
I'm
in
going.
first.
No.
I would certainly like
I'm just
to
gonna
go
put both
first.
of my
will
hands
go-
on his shoulders.
Anyone else will go first. I know of her. It stands to reason, being very close to my shop, that she knows that I am also a fellow shopkeeper. Nesgrim, please walk in behind me and do not say anything should you fall subject to her charm and spend all of your coin. Please be quiet. I do not wish for you to say something that will concern her greatly. Certainly all of us have a horrifying amount of knowledge in which others should not know. We need to be very careful and pick our words wisely.
And I'll walk in.
Mm-hmm. I will say also, Glenn, you said it was a 16. You smell beneath the perfume the faint hint of wine.
Ooh.
Mm-hmm.
Nivara.
Nothing. No words. I'll walk in behind Felix.
Yeah, so you all step in one by one, and you can see that this is a circular-shaped small building. Looks like it's maybe about 40 feet in circumference.
How's the temperature?
Inside?
Yeah.
Nice and warm. It's actually incredibly cozy. You're hit with the aromas of, like, not only fresh flowers, but also, like, cinnamon. And you can smell that, you know, now that you all step inside, it's like she's got a very earthy red wine, and you can see that she is actually sitting behind this very short, long, white wood table. It looks almost like a beech wood. And it's a long, short, white table. It's just laid out in front of her. And you can see that she is sitting behind it in a large, brown, enormous chair. It looks like it's rocking gently, and you can see that she's got a small goblet in her hands. So again, Nivara is medium height, an elven woman. You can see that the little tips of her elf ears point out around the wood circlet adorning her head.
Is it a familiar wood circlet?
I mean, it doesn't look like it's made of gnarled wood, but it looks like it's a wooden circlet. Very dark skin. She's wearing sleek, tight-fitting red robes that are cut low on the chest, and she's got a short, buzzed side of her hair and the brown mohawk and beautiful violet eyes. You can see that as well, the skin that is exposed on like her chest and neck. You can see trailing tribal tattoos and tribal tattoos at the hints of her wrists, as though she has sleeves on both arms. But they are covered primarily by these tightly fitting red robes. And she's just sitting here with this goblet that she's swirling in her hands, and you watch as she inhales. My, what truly charming friends you all are to visit me on this day. Welcome.
Take my hood down.
Beautiful lady. I think you're familiar.
We've met.
We've met. Yes, we have.
At Growlers.
We've met at Growlers.
With that, I'll take my hood down.
Yes, we have. Charming. And you look familiar.
Yes. And you?
Look familiar?
You frequent growlers?
I frequent Growlers.
Yes.
I do.
You've probably seen me then.
I probably have. Yes, absolutely.
Do I get any weird vibes?
You can make an insight check
Yeah.
if you would like. Is there anything in particular you're looking out for?
I guess like the way she's speaking with us, if there's any kind of intent
Sure.
behind it.
What's your insight?
19.
19. She seems curious and startled that you're here and that you say that you know her. For both when you say it and when Vorse says it. As though,
Separately startled.
yeah, as though befuddled, bewildered. We've had a drink together?
Possibly. I work at Growlers.
You work at Growlers.
Yes.
Yeah. She gives like this big, wide mouth, toothy smile. Yeah, works at Growlers. And I work here.
Yes. A fine shop you have.
Thank you. And you watch as she pulls this goblet up with both hands and just lurches back slightly, and her chair rocks behind her, and she just, you hear, takes this very loud gulp. Ah. Wow. Well, why are you here?
Well, I know that our friend Ether here wanted to stop in to say hello. He owns the shop just up the street.
Yes, hello.
She just kind of leans over in your direction, onto like the table a little bit.
What do you know?
Yeah. You're Ether.
I am.
Does she have trouble? Seem to have
Hi.
trouble remembering?
Hi.
We've met before at Growlers briefly.
We had a drink.
Does she seem different than when we
Perhaps.
met her?
I mean, her behavior is definitively different. Nesgrim would notice that her behavior is definitively different.
And she was pretty quick-witted when we met her
Correct.
at Growlers.
Mm-hmm.
Can I run an insight check to see if she's drunk?
Yeah.
That's a good one. That's gonna be a 22.
I would say from your obvious ability to smell the severity and strength of the alcohol, it smells like she's drinking fucking moonshine. Like, despite it being a red wine,
So she's got like absinthe brain right now.
yes.
Okay.
She seems incredibly fuzzy.
What are you drinking?
Red. I like red.
Is red good?
Red is wonderful. When I have a bad night, they give me red.
Who does?
Who?
Who gives you red?
The man? Nice man.
Arthur.
Arthur?
Is he a taller man?
He was pretty tall, pretty muscular, silver hair.
A tall man?
She points at Nesgrim.
Hello.
We had a drink.
We did indeed. You seem different.
No.
When we had a drink, we had a nice witty banter going.
Witty banter. That sounds like me.
It does not sound like you now, though.
Who is
That's
this?
mean? Why
who
would
is
you
this-
be mean?
I'm not attempting to be mean.
No, Vorse. Someone, please.
Oh,
I'm gonna just like put the bone over his mouth. You said this man gives you this drink?
No. Not
No.
a man.
Who gives you the red?
A dragon.
Oh my god.
she's drunk.
What color is this dragon?
Dragon colored.
Okay.
Uh-huh.
And she spreads her arms out wide. And you see as she spreads her arms out wide, the sleeves of her robes begin to fall. And you can see that littered along all of her arms, these sleeve tattoos are a dark black pair of ascending scales up her arms.
Jesus.
The red is good.
Indeed.
I'm going to sit on the floor across the table from her.
Hi.
What do they give you when you have a good night?
Good night. It's not bedtime.
It's like 12
No,
in the
but you-
afternoon. She's so drunk.
You said on the nights where you do poorly, they give you the red. What do they give you on the nights where you do well?
Well,
Yes, and what are they evaluating you on? What do you do poorly at or do well at? Okay.
dragons.
You're a dragon?
No.
Do you tame dragons? Have you seen dragons?
And you see, as you say, do you see dragons? You see she shakes the wine against and pulls it against her chest. And you watch as she spills it on her robe. No! No! No!
Okay,
No!
okay.
No!
Okay.
No!
It's okay.
No! No!
If I look around the shop, is there any trinkets that are dragon-esque?
There's nothing.
Nothing in the shop?
Oh boy.
There's nothing in the shop.
Okay.
Can I see your drink?
Fine.
I'll give it back.
Red is good. It is good to share.
I'll take it.
I like being good.
Swirl around, sniff it.
I mean, there's very little left. It looks like it's just lining along the thin part of the bottom, as though maybe half an ounce still lingers here at the bottom. And you see she looks down at her red robes, recognizing that it's stained. And she quickly, behind the table, stands up and turns around away from you all. I've made a mess! And she begins to pull her robe open. And you see along the backs of her neck, these scales, again, tattooed into her skin, exposed. And as she pulls the robes down, and you begin to see the height of her shoulder blade, you see that tattooed into the center of her back is this.
Oh God.
Tattooed.
How did you just know we were gonna go here, John?
Going over from the portion of the lower part of the back, ascending up, spiked to the base of the spine, that like height of your thoracic spine, and then concluding back down, you see this enormous black wing. Did you show Paul? Thank you. Paul, I'll send you the picture as well.
There you go. That's, yep.
That's on the right side or the center?
It's in the center, so it's a single wing, and it looks as though the what would be the scales of the wing are a dark black, and you can see these frayed, broken, ripped, shredded portions in which her skin is exposed through, as though the wings themselves are what were shredded, and you see these decrepit, skeletal-like bony processes for the interior of the wing. And as she stands here, you watch her arms spread out once more, and it looks like this wing stretches, and she just laughs. I've made a mess.
Nope.
And she drops to the ground. and a puff, disappearing from your sight behind this small table.
I'm gonna peek over the table.
We're going to conclude there.
Oh my god!
So, it's straight up, I've made a mess.
Great!
Ooh.
So we're super cursed.
Oh my god.
Weird?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I don't know what all this Wii stuff is, man.
No.
You're so fun.
It's me, kind of you, mainly me, but still kind of you.
Yeah.
It's not you, it's me. No, it's you.
It's not you, it's us.
Well, chat, we gotta go. Oh my god. I hope you guys enjoyed that wonderful episode full of a lot of information and also then ending with horrifying stuff as we do here on this channel. If you're new here, make sure you follow us. You can find us again. We stream D&D 3 times a week. Well, 2 now, but 3 soon. Thank you for the raid and for the follows tonight, and to CMS and Cryptic Vulpix for the bits. I really appreciate it. I'm going to be live tomorrow on my channel, Not Great Don. I'm going to be playing DK64. Thursday, DJ is going to be live on his channel, Not Great DJ, at 7 o'clock. I'll be live at 5, I think. Friday, we'll be live at 7 on this channel. We're going to be doing a game called Snake Oil, where we're going to sell fake products to each other. So that is bound to just be an absolute shit show.
At this price!
At this price. And then Saturday, I will probably stream a little bit in the morning, and DJ is going to stream at night on our respective channels. And then Sunday, we'll be live with Orvigo again, and that'll round off the week. So yeah, thank you guys very much. You can check out our schedule on our website. If you click the schedule thing, it'll physically take you to our calendar, but it's also in the Discord if you join our Discord, !Discord. But yeah, thank you guys very much for watching, and we will see you next time.
Bye, friends.
Bye-bye.
Bye.